Oh, hello. I didn't see you over there. Welcome back to Wayne's Arcade World. We got a little bit of a different live stream tonight. Well, I mean, it's pretty much different in general because, well, it's, what is it, Friday morning? Very rare for us to do a live stream on a Friday morning. Um, that itself is pretty special, but we had a pretty fun night tonight. I will discuss that more. I'm just getting everything set up here and gotta I'll figure out how I'm gonna get my phone charged up. My tripod, where is heck is everything? Oh, it's all over here. Okay. Yeah, sorry guys, I'm still kind of getting stuff set up here. We got a whole little different setup today. We are not even playing games today. I know, shocking. We're going over Nintendo Power Magazine. I hope by now, I kind of hinted it out in past couple live streams that I have my box of Super Nintendo, or box of Nintendo Power magazines. And we're just going to go through them. Now, there's a lot. I'm not going to be able to go through every single page. I'm not going to read every single article, but I'm going to go through it. I know there's at least a couple of you who are kind of interested in my collection. Some of you might want to even get a copy yourself, possibly. But yeah, we're just going to kind of go over everything. Kind of give you a little summary, what's basically in each one. That's all we're going to do today. We're not even really be doing a game. It's just kind of us chilling here in the game room. Since I already had a full 3 days of gaming, I figured since I have this one extra night because of the event that I went to today, I took tonight off of work, so that's why we're here. So just gonna be kind of a chill night. I got some of my lights on. I actually got some of my lights off over here, kind of get rid of some of that background noise because it'll mostly be just kind of me talking. I'm not going to be able to see the phone once I finally get this set up the proper way it needs to be set up. So I need to get the laptop to make sure I can actually see your guys' chats. And we'll see. Now, if there is a certain thing, for anyone who's watching later, there's no one on here right now. If you see a certain magazine, a certain subject, article you want me to dig a little bit more into, just put timestamps and details in the comments later, and I will be happy to go through a little bit more for you. So, yeah, again, there's a lot in here. It would take me probably 5 hours to go through every single thing. This is just a quick summary, but again, if you guys see a specific article, specific page, something specific you want me to kind of dig into a little bit more, I can do a follow-up live stream. Again, just leave, let me know during the chat if you're here, or later in the comments say, hey, can you talk more about that one article that was in that book from September 1990, page 140 about this game or whatever, and I can definitely do that. So again, just leave it in there. We could follow up on this more often, but like I'm gonna kind of keep. I may even just keep this. I had this in the garage, but I might even just kind of keep it in the arcade here somewhere. I don't know exactly where I'm gonna put it. My closet's getting pretty full over there, but I might just keep it in here for now, so I'm not going back having to constantly go back and forth to the arcade. But yeah, and then I'll talk a little bit more too about the first sentence of this live stream. I met a fan, so and I did. I had my second fan meetup, meeting a YouTuber. Not that they follow my channel, but I met someone who follows their YouTube channel, and they follow mine, and apparently also follow the Circle of Goodness, that being Justin Scardam, the Woo, Carpetbagger, etc. I'm sure if I asked him about Tampa J, he'd follow them too. Apparently, these are my people. I did not know there was any connection between the Circle of Goodness and Alex Clark, but apparently there is some connection there, at least, even though my channel is nothing like Alex Clark's. He does cartoons or did cartoons. But apparently, kind of wild. And it's a local couple, too. A local couple from McHenry County. I want to meet up with them again. I don't know. They're not a regular commenter. I did kind of clear. I said, are you on here? Did you comment? Do you have a username? And they're not, because of the way that they set up. They said that they watch my channel on the TV. So they don't really have can't really do comments there, or it's difficult. I don't know. I'm not really sure how it's set up, but they watch it not on a computer or a phone, but on a TV. But he said he will try to comment at some point, so I know it's him. So that'd be cool. But Yeah, they're local from McHenry County, and what's interesting, what they said is, so okay, let's get set up, and I'll kind of talk about our conversation we had with him and his wife. Um, his name is Brian. I don't remember if he told me what his wife's name was. I can't remember. She's also just very nice couple. A little bit older than us, but just a super nice couple, and just yeah, they came up to me and greeted themselves, and yeah, met with me before they even met Alex Clark. Although they've seen Alex Clark at other shows, they're big fans of Alex Clark, which is cool. Makes me even. I love the fact that they like Adam Wu, but the fact that they've been following Alex Clark, and I don't know exactly how it worked out, but it was similar to us how my kid knew about Alex Clark kind of even before I did. Although he found Alex Clark long before I did, he found him during Alex Peak on YouTube in 2010s. I found him much later, only a few years ago. But yeah, let's get the tripod set up, and we gotta I mean we got a box here to go through. Again, if there's anything you want me to go into more details, please let me know. And I will follow up with that at some point later. So I can definitely do that. So let's I gotta get things plugged in. We got a lot to do today. Which is why we are unfortunately I do apologize for those of you who may want to see who only like the gaming stuff. I can totally understand it. And I got to clean out. One of my bean bags has broken, basically, and it's leaking and it's making a mess. And I got these as a gift when I first moved up here and opened up the version 2.0 arcade, but I might have to get rid of these and get another bean bag. It's because it's making an annoying mess. But I am just going to set you guys up here for now while I get this set up. Let folks join if they can. I don't think anyone's in the chat yet, but yeah, give me a moment here to just get some of this cleaned up. But yeah, this box also needs to go into the garage at some point. This is from my wife's turn to my kid's laptop that just needs to go in storage. But yes, if you're not familiar with Alex Clark, he kind of became popular. He does cartoon series, so again, might not be a subject that many of you guys are into who follow my channel. Apparently, there's some connection because some of you know Alex Clark who follow my channel. But he was very popular back in, I would say, kind of the golden age of cartoons on YouTube. I didn't follow too many, but I got in pretty early in the beginning with one of the first, which is Swoozie. Even if you haven't watched too much of his channel, you have been on YouTube long enough, you probably have heard of Swoozie. I found through his first viral video, of course, this very early one where he talked about the confessions of a Disney employee. And, that went insane. I found his channel through that. And then I started following, various cartoon channels from here and there. Not too many. It was mostly just Swoozie, but I did follow some here and there. And then just randomly one day, probably about 3-4 years ago, I don't know, if you guys go back long enough, look at where I introduced that poster right over there. I'm not weird, I'm just a YouTuber. It wasn't too long before I debuted that when I found his channel, and that was actually just like many of you, some of you who I follow. If you know my YouTube mama on the go with Flo, she popped in my For You page. FYP. I always forget because people always mention FYP. I'm like, what the heck is FYP? I think of YTP, which is like YouTube poop or whatever. I'm like, what is this? And I'm like, oh yeah, the For You page. I just call it a feed. I just call it the feed, YouTube feed, but FYP or For You feed or however, FYF. I don't know, or YTF. I think maybe they call it YouTube feed or For You page. Okay, FYP For You page. That's what a lot of folks call it. But because I was looking at old comment the other day, like, oh, the FYP. Like, what is that? Like, oh yeah, the For You page. I just call it a feed. I don't just the way I follow social media. Everything's a feed basically. So I gotta throw out a little bit of mess here. But yeah, my YouTube mama, one of our Super Squad members, she had a random video of hers where she was walking her dog through her little new backyard, the place that she moved to, and it popped up that she said like an interesting channel. And Alex Clark, it's Alex Clark. There's two Alex Clarks, which is unfortunate because they are complete opposites. There's this kind of very sort of almost wacky sort of Republican political woman commentator thing called Real Alex Clark. And then there's our Alex Clark, who's not, I don't know if he's Republican, I don't think he is, but he's not female. It's Alex Clark. Just search that, ITSALEXCLARK, no E, and you'll find him that way, because if you just search Alex Clark, you get the woman. Not one I follow, not really anything there that I follow on her page anyway, but yeah, it's Alex Clark just popped in my For You page. It was one of his I Dated My Babysitter series videos. What he went viral for. Again, we're kind of talking mid-ish 2010s. And it seemed interesting. I liked the stories. I was interested in the babysitter story, so I subscribed and spent quite a while just trying to catch up on that and then following up on his rest of his stories. He doesn't do as much on YouTube these days, and he's gone back to doing tours, comedy shows, and like juggling acts and all this other stuff. And you know, one of the things he did back in the peak of his YouTube days was he would go to the Wisconsin, because what he was doing before YouTube to make money was these like juggling acts, I thought were pretty cool. And so one of the places he would regularly go to would be the Wisconsin State Fair, which is obviously not, I've never been to the Wisconsin State Fair, but it's not far from me. It's up by Milwaukee. I've actually been to the grounds once. I gotta figure a way to get rid of this mess. Might be throwing this beanbag out. Sucks. It's just making a mess. You guys still see me? Sorry, I'm getting myself cleaned up here and just getting set up. And so I just, I found his page. But yeah, it was one of the things he would do back and then was go do his like juggling / comedy act at the Wisconsin State Fair every year, pretty regularly. And by the time I found his channel, he wasn't really doing that so much anymore. So I kind of missed out and I felt kind of bummed. But then somewhere in the past couple of years, I started to go back and just kind of doing regular like adult comedy shows. And he's from LA and lives in LA right now. He was born out by Massachusetts and stuff, but lives out in LA now, obviously, because that's where the YouTubers and stuff go to eventually, except for me. But then I found that he started to do more heavy tours starting last year. A lot were focused in California where he lives, but then he started doing more nationwide things, and I've just been kind of waiting for him to kind of get in the area of like Chicago, Milwaukee, etc. And I was going to grab tickets if he got somewhere I could drive within a day. Now he did announce a little bit before the show I went to today. He did announce going to Arcadia, Wisconsin, which I think is up closer to Minnesota, but not really somewhere I could go to. It's not within a day's drive, and certainly between this recent Shipshewana trip and the New York trip, I could not afford to just do an overnight thing for something like that. But then he made the announcement that he was going to Janesville, and you know how much I love Janesville. I love going to Janesville. Hey, it's only a little over an hour for me to get there. So, yep, got the tickets very early. It was a cool little vibe. I'm going to post some pictures. I couldn't really take pictures, and it's dark. I couldn't take pictures during the show, but I took pictures before. It's really cool. It's basically, it's funny enough, he was making jokes about how it's like in the basement of a tax building. If the sign wasn't there, it almost, the building itself, funny, this had really cool old office building vibes. Like, I noticed the really old retro style office building vibes when I first walked in. I'm like, ooh, this looks cool. And it's just a random sign to a comedy club in the basement So random. And yeah, it's the basement of this office building is the comedy club, and it's just got a really cool vibe in there. Perfect way to have my first ever comedy club experience. I think there was around 20 people total there. It was not a big show, obviously. Um, but I'm glad there were people there besides me. And apparently there was someone who, again, follows my channel, which is just kind of crazy. And also the rest of the circle of goodness of Adam and others. So that's just kind of wild. Really cool guy. I hope I do get a comment. I hope I do get a chance to talk to them again at some point. Connect with them. I don't have like phone number, emails, or any of that other stuff to reach out to them again. But I hope at some point they would like to meet up somewhere in McHenry County with me and my wife sometime to chat with us and hey, make friends. I mean, I've met a couple of local people, including our friend Todd Herbert, who's local to the area, and yeah, now this new couple. All I know is I don't know usernames or anything like that. Like I said, they're not regular commenters just because of the way they view, but they are going to try and leave a comment. All I know is Brian and lovely wife. So, and I always like to say lovely wife, like lovely wife, because of camping with Steve Wallace. He always called his wife before she passed away, lovely wife, and yes, I always thought that was cute. But all right, I'm gonna get you guys set up on the tripod, and I'm gonna line this up to where I hope this is gonna be very awkward for me to do. I don't know, like I don't have a good way to like point the camera down. I don't have any overhead mounts that I could point down to show you the magazine. So I'm just gonna have to show you certain pages here and there. I don't know how else to do this. Because I gotta figure out a way to hold the camera down and turn the pages. I don't know. If you want me to show you like specific pages or something, let me know in the chat. I could maybe try to do that, but I'm gonna just kind of for now set you up on the tripod here. Again, this is completely different than pretty much anything. This is actually going to be kind of similar to some of my walk and talks. Not my walk and talks, more my sit-in talks that I've done here at Wayne's Arcade World, just kind of chatting with you guys about whatever. And again, there is the poster. I'm not weird. It's I'm not weird, just a YouTuber. It does have Alex's signature on there. I ordered that. He didn't like sign it for me at a show or anything like that. He just was selling that and at a good like kind of Christmas sale thing or whatever. So, all right. So we're gonna see if that's a good height. Get you guys plugged in here. It was fun. Yeah, I had a great time, and like it's kind of just it was really cool how the guy met. I mean, he's like, I had a feeling because like obviously there was a lot of seats there, so we were at a table where you could seat up to 4. But obviously as you know, it was only like half full or so. It could maybe hold like 50 people there or something like that. God, this box is heavy. We will get in this box here in a moment. This is crazy. I need to get a new shoe box. This thing is like falling apart. I gotta figure out a better situation for this. I had probably a very, very old pair of shoes in here, like when I was in high school or something. I don't know. But yeah, it's like I wasn't expecting anyone to want to sit next to us. I mean, and then if this husband and wife sit down next to us, and the waitress greets and asks if he need drinks or whatever, and before they even sit down, he kind of smirks at me and says, "I know who you are." Which that alone took me a minute to register right there. Like, no, what do you know me? And then I forget. Well, you too, but you know, I'm like, okay, no, that can't be, you know. So I'm gonna let this play out for a minute. I'm like, oh really? I'm like, where do you know me from? And he's like, I know who you are. And then he said, I know who you are, Wade. I know you from YouTube. And you know, that brought me right back to the guy that I briefly met, the McHenry business owner at the Fiesta Days parade last year. I didn't meet anyone this year. This was like 100 times cooler than that, though. It's just a really nice, just this cool couple. They're not. Doesn't sound like they do any YouTube content or anything like that. said he couldn't even like comment from my from his device, so I doubt he has like an active channel or anything. But it was just so cool. So I hope we get a chance to meet them again sometime. Do kind of a double date dinner thing, and it's cool. I mean, if I have a hard time meeting people in the community as it is, so like if there's a chance that I can meet people through YouTube for the community, that's cool. And the one thing that he did mention too, which is not well, it's really cool. So he did mention, I don't know who's in. I don't see anyone in the chat. So I was gonna wait to maybe go into more into this, but again, I know it's kind of late. I don't know if Tyler. I didn't get a hold of Tyler earlier, so I don't know if he's gonna join. I don't know about any of the others, but there's probably not too many people even expecting me to be on this thing. I'm never on Friday nights. I never have a Thursday night to Friday morning off like this. But one of the things that kind of he said, and I kind of got it. Again, I'm not gonna. I know what town they are from, but I'm not gonna give that away. Not that you'll be able to find it, but we'll just say he is from McHenry County. He's close by. He is not from McHenry proper, but he's from McHenry County. Okay, so he's a very quick drive away. I'm sure where I could again we can meet up at a restaurant somewhere if he ever wanted to. He'll have to reach. I don't have contacts, so he'll have to reach me through the comment. He'll have to figure out a way to make a comment if he does want to meet up with us, or send me email. I do have the email listed on my link tree and on the homepage of my YouTube and all that other, so he can email me as well, or social media if he does that through Facebook or Instagram. But anyway, the one thing he said, which kind of makes sense, did not surprise me, and kind of made sense, is that he actually said, because he asked me how many subscribers are you at. Which is interesting, if he's apparently been following my videos for a while, but if he didn't know, maybe he couldn't. They can't really tell that from the way he watches on YouTube. I don't know if he has like some kind of like smart TV or how that exactly works. I know our Roku actually has YouTube on it. I don't really use it or like it that much, but it is there. I pulled it up my channel once or twice. But through some kind of smart device, he does watch my channel through there, and he just hasn't been kept. So I'm guessing he may not even be signed in. Like I could pull up the YouTube without even being signed in and anything. But hopefully he figures out a way. I hope I get to hear a comment from him eventually and meet up with his. He seems like a really cool guy. But one of the things he did mention before we get into this, and yeah, let me show you this briefly here. Again, I'm probably not expecting a lot of viewers today. So I'm hoping people will watch this later because I'm pretty excited to go through this. I gave a little clue on this during the short, but here we go. Yes, this very beat up box that's very heavy for me to hold right now. I got to put this down. Is, to the best of my knowledge, All My Nintendo Power magazine. This is one of the things that my dad collected before the North Lake house fire. I talked about this during a short, at the end of a short. When I did that kind of reveal of my parents' Atari 5200, the end, I showed you guys this and said, "Hey, do you want to go through it?" And definitely one person did, and mentioned they may be interested in getting one of my magazines. So I'll discuss with them, privately. Obviously, I'm not looking to sell these things. I'm not looking to just give them away to anybody, random person on the internet. Certain ones to certain people. Definitely a possibility. That's on a individual basis, but no, I'm not looking to sell these. Are these even worth anything? I don't know. This is just one of the things that my dad collected. He's gone through his various little closets. If you watch my North Lake video, my update video, I think I put that out, right? Yeah, I think that's out now. The update on my North Lake house. I mentioned how the upstairs used to have little closets because the way the roofs were angled, you could only see, the way the roofs were angled, you had to kind of had weird little spaces that you really couldn't use for anything other than closets. So I had a lot of my stuff, my toys and things in there, in Wayne's Arcade World, in my bedroom closet, my old bedroom closet. So he's collected over the years things, boxed them up and given me, and they're more valuable now than ever. I have probably more North Lake items than even my, let's say my dad. I mean, because they have the storage. I don't know exactly what they have in the storage unit, my sister and brother-in-law, but I have a pretty good amount of North Lake items now, post North Lake Pars.
North Lake Fire thing. So those North Lake boxes where a lot of this stuff got transferred to that my dad's given me over the years made it to. And this was in one of those North Lake boxes, but it was so heavy, I just kind of took it out, was looking at it, and like didn't know what I was gonna necessarily do with it. But we're gonna go through it today, and I'm gonna keep it. And these are all in pretty good shape. Again, I'm gonna kind of just go over what some of the articles are about, what um, if they have a date listed on them, I'll go through a date. Yeah, that's really all I planned for this live stream today. Um, Again, yeah, I probably will be going to bed before long because it's been a long day, but a very awesome day. Well, I've been leaving nuggets here and there on YouTube, and I'm glad I did at this point because if I hadn't done that, he probably would have had no clue that I was going here. But and obviously, I want to clarify again, he did not go. He did not buy tickets to go see me. He actually got tickets very early too. And I think we may have been the first people to buy tickets because I just noticed tonight that Alex Clark did a live stream yesterday at his hotel back in Minnesota and was talking about how in the beginning for a while there were 4 tickets sold. Yeah, 4 tickets. Um, and like I said, I got mine pretty early after the show's announced, and he said he bought his early as well. So that's why I'm kind of thinking that it may have been him and his wife, and me and my wife may have been the first 4 for a while to buy those tickets. He's been following him for years. He's been following him since the peak in 2010s, and I mentioned to him again how I found Alex Clark through the Babysitter series. That's what popped up on my For You page as one of his. I don't remember which one. I don't remember if it was the first one in the series or what. And again, I mean, yeah, I follow Swoozy, so I followed, but there wasn't many. Since then, I've kind of followed some of his circle of goodness, if you will. Adam has his circle of goodness, and Alex Clark definitely has his circle of goodness, that being the likes of Illymation, Jaden Animations, etc. I followed some of those since, but outside of Swoozy, there wasn't too many cartoon channels that I followed regularly. I definitely watched a few here and there, but I still don't totally know outside of other than just the randomness. I mean, but like, yeah, like you know, how would my YouTube Mama Flow fall in my into my FYP For You page? I mean, yeah, she follows a couple of channels I do. She follows the Circle of Goodness, that being Adam, Scott on Tape. So we definitely follow some similar channels. But outside of that, why this was not something like I was searching like, hey, give me videos of a lady walking her dog in Kentucky. But it just randomly showed up, and I clicked on it, and what I liked about her page was just the kind of all the that sort of because you got that sort of unauthentic sort of TikTok viral junk stuff and now AI stuff that just doesn't interest me. I like people who genuinely who are a growing channel as well. I love to follow the pages that are under 10,000 that are that maybe they have under 1,000 subscribers, but they're posting regularly and they're posting stuff about their life, general stuff that they are genuinely interested about. They're not doing it for the clickbaity titles or all the other stuff. They're just doing what they're enjoying putting out. You could tell they got a genuine goodness about the content that they're putting out there, and they go through. It's not like one of these channels that, yeah, there might be a cool little channel, 32 subscribers, that post every 7 months or something like. But they're generally grinding, and I kind of relate to that because that's pretty much been me for the first 10 years, was just grinding. And one of the interesting, before we get into this, the last thing I'll say, mention right now about Brian. Hello, X-Men. Oh, okay. Good to have someone in here. The mall video. Yes, thank you. Yes, Northbrook Court will be coming pretty soon. I think there's maybe one or two before that, but I think that one should be out by next week sometime. Definitely keep it up. That's Northbrook Court. Oh no, sorry, not Northbrook Court. That will be Lincolnwood Town Center. is the one that's coming out next week, I believe, and then Northbrook Court will probably be out within the next month. I don't know if there's any other mall content. Oh, that is a good question. Abandoned Mall Explorer Edition. Yes, I would love. I would love to do something with that. I love the Urbex exploration stuff. I follow plenty of those channels. I don't know. I would love to do it. I'll say that. I'm also not a good person at not following the law, the rules. If I see a no trespassing, I kind of follow that. I have very difficulty with, well, if I can sneak in, it's okay. I love the channels that do that. Can I get myself to do that? Possibly get in trouble with the law. At my age, having a clean record, an actual job, not getting myself in trouble with the law, losing my job, that sort of thing, kind of gives me a more importance thing. I try where I can to sort of show areas where I can, but staying within the limits. A great example of that, I went, actually, I just went, we came back from Indiana. I did now my third visit and video at the childhood home of Michael Jackson in Gary, Indiana. We stopped there. It was a very random last minute decision. And I stopped there with the family because, my youngest she kind of likes Michael Jackson a little bit. So then let me show them that. It was a quick little stop. But in the second visit that I did there, previous to that, not the one that went viral, but the previous video I did there, I did a really cool. So I did the video there, and then I kind of walked just a little bit to where the abandoned high school is behind it. Now, did I go exploring the building inside? No, I just kind of walked a little bit past the fence and took a couple little quick videos and stuff. And that video's up on the channel. I didn't explore too much, obviously. Now that was not so easy because not only that, they cut out a lot of the trees that were there would let you kind of hide a little bit because we're right next to his house. It kind of goes back to where the bleachers are. So you have kind of a little area you can go in before you would notice. But all those trees have been removed, and there's also one of those stupid. At least we have them. We have them all over the place here. I don't know if they have them in your area, but they have what looks like an antenna with a blue like police light on it and a camera, so it flashes like a blue police light. And there's a camera, and they got one of those right there. It says Gary Police. So that's the end of my exploring on that. But yeah, no, and like I would love to do. I would love to explore an area like one of my longtime subscribers, Eric165 on YouTube. All spelt out 1, 6, and 5, all letters. He does kind of the urbex things, but he's smart enough like where he knows like he goes to places like in like the old abandoned south side of Chicago, like warehouse places and stuff that have been so abandoned for so long that he knows like the proper places to get in there and explore. No police are coming around looking for anybody in there. It's kind of at your own risk thing. So he's smart in how he does that. I would love to do maybe a little bit more of that. Go with some more experience, but like the people going into the malls like that is just. I enjoy others, but I don't unfortunately know. Yeah, and the flock cameras make it. They definitely do not make it any better. That is for sure. And so, yeah, that's my tough side with that. I would love to though. I would love to see. I try to show little shots of, okay, where I can get to from a fence, or can I look into a little window or a building somewhere real quick, kind of sneak, look a little quick, get out. Some of that stuff with the malls. I mean, to do the mall things, you gotta be pretty much fully committed to it. There's no, I've kind of shown little bits of Spring Hill Mall here and there when it was closed, but the best I could from Kohl's or from the fence, but to dude, Jeremy Explores. Okay, yeah, I think I've heard of that channel. Yeah, I think I've heard of that one. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever be one of those big channels, but they're really cool. I give them credit, you know. Uh, so many cool channels here, just here in the Chicago area. So, as before we get into Nintendo Power Magazine again, again another shout out to Brian, who we met tonight. And one of the cool things he mentioned was that he'd been following us since 200 subscribers, which was about the time I moved to McHenry, which is about the time I went and started filming local videos in McHenry and McHenry County. So I can only assume he found my channels when I started doing those videos. So that's kind of logical. But yeah, anyone who's been following me since, yeah, definitely. But to follow me since 200 subscribers is pretty awesome. So again, Brian, I don't know if you're out there or not. If you ever do figure out through your TV how to leave a comment, I am going to talk a little bit more too in a community post later, talking about the meetup, talking about the show. But Alex Clark did a great job. I did get a picture with Brian, and his wife took the picture, and my wife. And I did get a picture with Alex because we were all kind of running out there quick at the end. He had to actually get back to Minnesota for his next show, but I did say hi to him, thank him, and actually gave him a little cash tip for doing his show because, you fly down all the way from LA, and it was only like about 20 people. I'm glad there was. I was hoping I wasn't going to get to his show and I'd be like the only one, but no, there was about 20. He was pretty enthusiastic. He did a lot of good jokes, and Joey and Nick. Oh, okay, interesting. I'll have to look up that one. Yeah, that one I'm not too familiar about, but I will check that out for sure. Very, very cool. Very cool channel. Very, very cool. It was a very cool show. Very cool show. Cool crowd. It's some interesting folks there too. I don't know how many of them knew him through the YouTube or Facebook, or if they just went there for a comedy show. His comedy shows are kind of more generalized for whether you don't need to know that about his YouTube history. Like a lot of his stories he talked about his mom and his dad and his wife and kids and everything. I knew a lot about that through his YouTube. I'm assuming that most of the people there knew him through Facebook and YouTube, but again, I could be wrong. But his shows are generic enough and his jokes where you don't have to necessarily be a subscriber. But that was cool. So I met two YouTubers today. So Alex Clark and Brian, whoever Brian. I don't know what his username is, but I hope we do eventually get a comment from him at some point. So he said he's going to try to comment soon. So we'll see. So now the Nintendo Power Magazines again. I'm just going to go through these real quick, kind of just summarize each one. And we'll wrap it up from here. It's not going to be really a gaming live stream, although I guess these are games. But and interestingly enough, on the top is probably my best magazine. And I'm going to show you this here. It's a little delayed on my screen, but I just want to make sure you guys, I'm in a good spot here. You can see this. Let's see how that's coming up. Yeah, okay, that's cool. But yeah, so this is the one that I'm definitely going to want to keep looking into later. This is called Top Secret Passwords, Nintendo Player's Guide. If there's anything valuable in here, it's probably this one. This has, and again, I do apologize, it's a little dark in here, so my sight at this old age is not necessarily the best lighting these days for this. Let me, because I want you guys to be able to see too. Let me turn on the overhead light. I don't usually use this overhead light, but it might be beneficial for both of us. I don't want to necessarily like whitewash us out, but this might help us all see a little bit better. Again, I'm in my 40s right now, and my eyesight's not what it used to be when I was younger. But yeah, Top Secret Passwords for Nintendo Player's Guide. And again, this has, wow. I mean, these are just like tips for so many games. And I thankfully, I kept these in good shape. All these magazines, the box they're in is not in good shape, but the magazine, these are like codes. So I don't know totally what. Because they list like these weird, I don't know, like if you can see like these numbers here, like 000 CU C60I700. I don't know. There's random letters. I don't know, like it was just a controller, so I don't know what this is about. But these had the top secret passwords again. I don't know. But it's got everything from Addams Family, Adventure of Lolo, Air Fortress, Basis Loaded, Batman, Return of the Joker, Battle of Olympus, Boxel, Bubble Bobble, Bucky O'Hare, Barai Fighter Deluxe, Casino Kid 1 and 2, Castlevania 2, 3, 4, Dandelion Opus, Dick Tracy, Dragon Strike, Fax Anadu, Fortified Zone, Gargoyles Quest 1 and 2. Oh, yeah, back here I can show it to you guys again. Yeah, if you see certain spots you want me to kind of slow down on and show it to you a little bit closer. Yeah, this was, again, I don't know. Again, these are all just, I'll show you here. This is for the Addams Family. And there's like special codes on here, and I don't know. I guess there must be points in the game where you can go through and scroll through and select a password or something like that, and unlock some of these things. That's G.I. Joe, The Atlantis Factor, Goonies 2, Gremlins 2, Guardian Legend, The Immortal, Iron's Ward, Kickle Cubicle, Kid Icarus, Krusty Super Funhouse, Legacy of the Wizard, Legacy of the Mystical Ninja, Legends of the Diamonds, Lemmings. That reminds me of LGR. Oh, so this is through the Game Genie. Okay, that makes sense. I did have a Game Genie. I don't have it anymore. I don't know what happened to it. It might have gotten destroyed by the house fire, but I did at one point have the Game Genie. So that makes sense. Okay, so this is a book for the Game Genie then. Okay, that I was trying to figure out what this was specifically for. That makes sense. Okay. Little League Baseball, The Lone Ranger, Magic of Shrehens. Oh, wow. Herazade. I have no clue what to say. Mega Man 1, 2, 3, and 4. Metal Gear, Metal Storm, Metroid, Mission Impossible, Paperboy 2, Pilot Wings, Populous, Power Blade Punch-Out, River City Ransom, Rockin' Cats, Roger Clemens MVP Baseball, Silver Surfer, Snake's Revenge, Metal Gear 2, Solar Jetman, Solomon's Club, Star Trek Strider, Super Soccer, Super Tennis, The Sword of Hope, Swords and Serpents, Tecmo Bowl, Top Gear, Toxic Crusaders, Track and Field 2, Ultimate, Air Combat, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Willow and Wings 2, Aces High. And then there's more games for stage select codes. So yeah, this is one. Yeah, again, I'm not planning on selling these at all, but yeah, you can kind of see towards the top here how this is laid out. I couldn't tell you the last time I used a Game Genie. I had to be like a teenager. Because definitely towards my later teenager years, before I got the Super Nintendo, oh, no, after the Super Nintendo, before the Nintendo 64, I started to have a lot of problems with my Nintendo. It probably just needed a good cleaning. Like, even with the trick of blowing out the cartridges, which never actually helped you anyway. Hello, John. I used the Game Genie a lot, but by the time I got, like, into my Super Nintendo stage, I was having so many problems with getting games to start. whether I blew the cartridge or not. It probably made it worse, but that's what we were always told to do: blow the cartridges. It needed a good cleaning, and it gave me so many problems that I just didn't play it a lot. And then once I got the Super Nintendo around '96 or so, whenever that was that it came out, I just didn't do it. This is cool. This actually, unfortunately, has gotten beat up. Oh, it's even got my. I wrote my own address on here for Wayne's the original Wayne's Arcade World. I can't show it to you, but there's the address of my Northlake house on here. Although some of you know it, but this is cool that I still have this. I didn't know. I think this is. Oh no, okay. This is still cool, but this is not quite what I was thinking. I think I may have lost the cover page, but I don't know if you could sign to see this, but this is basically, and I'll show you the back here too. Let me just, again, not really a big deal if you guys know where the Northlake house is, but feel free, but I'll just hide it anyway. But this is my Super Mario 3 guide. So it's got all the tips and stuff for every single level in Super Mario 3. So again, way too much for me to show every page of everything in detail here, but yeah, it gives a cool guide. I don't know if it's in here, but somewhere also I would love to kind of get that if I could. I had a big as heck video in video. Talk about the videos today. A guide. I had a big as heck. I had like basically the ultimate guide to Mario 64, and I discovered how a lot easier it is to play that game with the guide. I tried going back into it on a live stream or something like that. I was like, oh man, I've like forgotten everything about Mario 64. Now I don't know if these actually have dates on them or not. Do these have dates anywhere? Oh, that's got my old, I was speaking my old Northlake address. It's got the original sticker on there. Still got my Northlake address on there. That is so cool. Anyway. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out the best way to show you guys this. I might actually just do it with the camera. Hopefully this will work, because I want to at least show it to you guys. Again, as I mentioned earlier, again, if there's something you guys see later, or you want me to go through a specific one, let me know in the comments or chat. Give like a timestamp or whatever. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, one of the best eras for me, I think, was I love that area. That era. I can't give like specific years, but when I would go to the Toys R Us in my local Toys R Us in Merrill's Park, and they were selling both NES and SNES. That was like my peak in gaming geek, where I could buy new Nintendo and Super Nintendo. It wasn't a long period. And obviously, once N64 was coming out, probably weren't selling them that much anymore. But man, I remember that point where they had both NES, Super NES, and they had the little gaming things you could test play them and stuff there. That was cool. That was fun. But yeah, let's just kind of looking at. Yeah, I think we can kind of just run through the pages real quick. Again, I unfortunately don't have a really good mount. It's my only problem to like just kind of be hands-free doing this. So we're gonna try maybe this way. I can't like necessarily. We're getting a little bit of glare here. Let me move this because I don't really like this glare. That's a little better. Again, I wish if I had a mount, if I had an overhead mount like some of the fancy YouTubers do, I would. So again, I don't know if these are in any order. These actually do have volume numbers. I should have probably sorted these by volume number beforehand, but I did not. So this is volume 28. Again, I don't know if they have dates or not. We'll see, but Super Mario World, Yoshi, and Mario Fly Super High, Star Wars, Final Fantasy Adventure. It's kind of got a little cool poster thing in here.
Again, I don't know. You know, again, I have thought about it selling them from time to time, but I don't know. But here is again. Let me know. Let me move the laptop just so I can kind of see you guys too. Again, this is kind of yeah, KB Toys. I didn't go to too many KB Toys. They weren't too many in the malls, but okay. Well, here we go. September 1991. Again, oh, this. I was using the light, but now the light is starting to kind of putting a glare, so that's kind of unfortunate. So let me see this better without the light again. There's like not enough light or too much light. All right, well, let's stay here. Yeah, I think there's enough light in it. I think it'll be okay. Yeah, so here's the Smash TV. Very cool game. I think we played that on the live stream. But yeah, I'm just going to, again, kind of flip through here. And, you know, if there's anything you want me to look into particular, just let me know. But mostly just kind of showing them off. Like I said, I'm going to be keeping this in storage. I don't know if I'm going to keep it in the garage or... Oh, well, that's good to know. I got to think about that. It's going to be a kind of a tough decision. I've already had one person kind of inquire if I was interested in selling them or getting rid of them, and I'm like, I don't know. It's like, I just kind of told them, let me know if there's a certain issue that you think you might be interested in. Let me know. Yeah, I don't know. They're all in pretty good shape, except for the Mario 3. I don't know what happened to that one over there, but the cover just kind of fell off. But yeah, obviously this is kind of focused on Super Mario World pretty much. But this is a great little guide for pretty much everything Super Mario. So that's just cool. This is definitely a game I played a lot. It's really cool. I wish they still... TV switch or not to switch. Okay. Yeah. I wish they still kind of did stuff like this, you know? You know, why don't they make game guides like this for, like, PlayStation 5 or something? I don't know. Okay, so now we're into Star Wars here. This is not anything I've really played. Oh, cool. So here they have the Smash TV guide. That was a fun game. I enjoyed playing that. Smash TV was such a cool game. We did do that on live stream. I might do that again. Oh, classified information. So top secret stuff. How to do stuff on some of these games. Kickmaster. Again, we have so many to go through here, so I don't want to necessarily bore you too much with some of this stuff, but maybe I'll try to get this in order while we're doing this here. What's this? Ooh, we got some kind of poster here. What's this? Oh, dude, an F-Zero poster. Oh, okay. Apparently I can't flip the camera like that, but dude, oh man, this is cool. Actually, now something like this could be very, very valuable for someone who's an F-Zero fan. Yeah. Yeah. Serious Speed into 26th Century. That is so cool. I loved F-Zero. I can't remember if that was one that Tyler was also really into. I was hoping Tyler would be able to join tonight, but I don't think he's around. Oh, there's my original Game Boy. That is so cool. Hopefully he'll get a chance to... Yeah, well, that makes sense. I mean, YouTube makes it a lot easier, I guess, than having to read all this stuff, right? But here you got all the maps. Again, some of these games I'm not too familiar with this stuff. But Oh, there's Tecmo Bowl. That I am familiar with. Yeah, that is kind of cool, man. I mean, I'm gonna try to avoid. I would love to. I would love to. I'm very tempted to take those posters out and start hanging them up on my walls, but I mean, it's still intact. Like I said, I don't know if I'm ever gonna be able to decide to get rid of them, but I kind of want to leave it in there. But I also want to kind of take them all out of these and hang them up. I only probably did a select few back in the day. Some more Game Boy classified stuff. And then, oh, cool. So apparently, you could submit high scores. I forgot about this. NES Achievers apparently could submit your high scores and your accomplishments to the magazine. That is so cool. There's a really cool. I just watched it the other day when I was looking up stuff about Nintendo Power. It's a really cool, like video. It's a pretty long one, where like they did some documentary with the Nintendo headquarters and the call center and stuff like that. It's really cool. It's a pretty popular video, so some of you may have already seen it. Ooh, SimCity. Oh, hello. The #1 best-selling PC game gets better. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking too. If I ever did decide to resell them, that would kind of suck having a poster out of it. I did not know there was a SimCity for Nintendo. Maybe did I play that? I might have played that in the arcade. I don't know. I think we may have briefly played that. I'm gonna look it up again on a retro PC, see if I have SimCity. So there you go. So that's just one now. So there you go. All right, let's check the next one. I think I'm gonna try and get these somewhat back in order. So this is volume 28. This is volume 21, so this is going to be a little bit older. Star Tropics. February 1991. I don't know how long my parents... Obviously, we got a good amount in there, but I don't know how long they... How long they let me have the subscription. TMNT 2. Sweet. Star Tropics. Yeah, that was... These are always cited. Like, there was a couple magazines that my parents subscribed to. Obviously, this. I think I got the Scholastic magazine with the games and stuff in them, but people would write in letters and stuff like that. There you go. That's Milo in Transfer, Pennsylvania. Let's go get old TV over there. Oh, that's funny. They're playing. It looks like they're playing Avalanche. What the heck? What are they playing? Oh, Arkanoid. Okay. Oh yeah, I guess that would be Arkanoid, wouldn't it? Oh yeah, that is so cool. The classic. This is the... I love this book just for this right here. Turtles 2, the arcade game. Oh man, I played the heck out of this. I don't know if I played this on live stream yet. That's so cool. So this is just basically the repeat of the MAME arcade version, pretty much, if I recall. So we've definitely played this. I did a whole gamer short on this, 2-parter. So yeah, again, so many. Yeah, Pizza Time. Yeah, this is so cool. Again, yeah, these are all just kind of might have been some differences, but it's pretty close to the arcade version here. Going to the Secret Factory. Yeah, see this is what I would have loved this as a kid, going truck and reading through all this. Scene 5. Yeah, and we are, so now we've done Turtle, we've done Simpsons. Now my plan is to do, I'm going to do a gamer short pretty soon of the, or a live stream of the X-Men arcade game. I did kind of test it out a little bit. Unfortunately, my save state wasn't quite working properly. So I did the save state. I went through a few chapters of it, or scenes in the X-Men arcade, and I did the save state and went back into it, and it played, but then the sound was gone. Like, the sound was just not there. I don't know. And I tried a couple times. I tried one version, and it wouldn't let me do continues properly. So I might just have to do one long gameplay of it, either with a live stream or a gamer short. Because, yeah, for some reason, it just wasn't... the save states wasn't quite working right. So I didn't have time at that day, that morning, to play the full thing. Play the full thing through yet, but once I can figure out something that works, I am going to do the X-Men arcade. Howard and Nestor. I don't know the version of it. It just says X-Men. Yeah, well, I mean, it was like, it was working, and then I went to the save state, loaded back in, and then the music was gone. I could still play it, but the music was disappeared. And I don't know, it's really weird because the save states are running through Betacera, which is the Linux OS that does the emulation. But then the emulation is their own software, so things can kind of get a little glitchy. So I'm going to test it out once or more, and then if not, I'm just going to, when I have enough time, I'm just going to do the full gameplay through. So I want to go from beginning to end on it. I don't know if it's X-Men 97 or not. It just says X-Men for, like, arcade. So I think it's the original version. That's the best I could tell you on that. I did briefly play a little bit of it in a previous live stream, but I want to do a full game. I'm not really too familiar with that game. Some classified information about the Turtles for, looks like, Game Boy. That's cool. Star Tropics, I remember that game as well. I didn't play it a ton, but I do kind of remember it. Yeah, these are the type of games that Tyler likes. He loves these sort of RPG type games. Yeah, I could see if thankfully I could do the continues, but I could check if it'll let me do that through there. It might. If I have to just like enter codes or something like that, it would work. But again, it's through emulation, you know, so I don't know. Some of it might work, but let's see. Shake hands with Octo. Ooh, let's see what poster we have here. We have Metal Storm. This seems like a game Tyler would be totally into. I'm not too familiar with that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I played this, but he likes a space guy. Tyler likes a space game, so I might have to look into that game again. That might be. Now, a lot of these I'm sure I have on the Retro PC. I'm not concerned about being able to find any of these games. I'm sure I have all of them now. How much this would be useful. This could be useful, I mean, like, in the future if I wanted to really do another playthrough. Yeah, it seems like the save states, like, they're just, a lot of them are kind of weird on the MAME arcade, like, the emulation that I have, like, for Dreamcast, Nintendo, you know, Sega and stuff like that, a lot of those, they work pretty well, but the, oh, okay, that might be, yeah. I think it's the MAMEs that just kind of act a little weird sometimes with the save states. The Numbers game. There you go. Ultima Quest of the Avatar. Oh, okay. This one also is one that I'm not too... Meet Your Destiny, also one I'm not too familiar with. Counselor's Corner. Oh, Legend of Zelda. There's a game I know. That's another one I'm going to get into that I played the heck out of back then, the original, but I've kind of forgotten a lot about it. So I kind of want to have a better guide for it, which I probably have in here. This is a little bit of it. Some of this is useful. I did at one point, I think, had like a book that was just all like a complete guide for Zelda. And then, and then when I go back into it, 30 years later, I'm like, okay, I completely forgot everything about Zelda. I don't even know where the heck to go now these days. And I used to have that entire thing memorized. Oh, well, briefly showed my address there, but oh well. Okay, so that's 21. I'm gonna try to put these in order here. Might as well since we got them out. This is even earlier. The gold, yes, that's that. I did have that. Now, again, the Nintendo stuff either got put in storage or it may have been lost to the house part. I don't know. I have Super Nintendo games, but don't know whatever happened to my Nintendo games yet. But I do have the Super Nintendo. But yes, I did back then have the gold cartridge for Zelda and played that quite a bit. This is volume 16. This is even older. This is now if I have like volume 1 or something like that, that'd be really valuable. I don't know. I might in here. I don't know what I have. To be honest with you, that's what we're kind of looking through tonight because I haven't looked through this in years. I briefly looked through it about 11 months ago. I put a series out about my Northlake boxes, and we briefly looked at it from there. But previous to that, I couldn't tell you the last time I actually dug through that. Volume 16, we'll see the date in a second, I'm sure. Maniac Mansion, I remember that a little bit. Mission Impossible, a preview of the Turtles arcade game, Solar Jetman, and a giant Game Boy feature. Okay. I wonder if this number still works. Team Power. There you go. Final Fantasy, Maniac Mansion, roller games, NES Play Action Football, Snake Rail and Roll, Kickle Cubicle, Mission Impossible. Previews for Little Nemo, Dragon Warrior, Solar Jetman, and Turtles arcade game. Do we have a date? Okay. Volume 16, September, October 1990. Yeah, I'm really surprised these did not get wet. These did not get damaged. I don't know. I think these were down in version 2.0 of Wayne's Arcade World for the longest time in a box somewhere. I don't even remember what year it was that my dad collected this and gave it back to me. But they've been sitting in the Northlake boxes for a very, very long time. Final Fantasy, though, that's a game that I don't think needs an introduction for anybody. This, surprisingly, though, I never really did play this much as a kid. I didn't do a lot of, like, kind of the fantasy RPG games, and I was just more about the simple sort of shoot-'em-up type games and puzzle games and the Mario type games. I didn't do a lot of these more intensive story-based games. I was just I was more of a simple kid. Stuff like this was a little, it didn't keep my attention for a long time. Maybe it hasn't changed too much these days. I've done, thankfully Tyler's helped me do like Shenmue and, oh yeah, classic. Oh, I love the Tyson game. Tyler is really the first person to kind of push me to really do more story-based games like we did the Shenmue series and stuff, and now Yakuza, but I was always more on the ones I could do kind of quick. The most intense story game I ever did probably was the original Zelda. That was the biggest story-based game. And then like the Mario games, but like a lot of these Final Fantasies and stuff like that. Yeah, I didn't really play that much as a kid. Let's see, what is it? Is this for is this on? Oh, okay. No, I thought this was something else. No, this is Maniac Mansion. I've heard of it, but don't know a lot about this one either. Nestor, Howard, and Nestor. Okay, I don't really know. Oh, it's like a comic, I guess. Okay. Okay, the top 30 games for September and October 1990. Interesting. So, number 1, of course, Super Mario Bros. 3. Final Fantasy, Turtles, Ninja Gaiden 2, Mario Brothers 2, Mega Man 2, Tetris, Zelda 2, Batman, Battle of Olympus, and all your runners-up. Hey, there's Tecmo Bowl. I had that. I remember Disney DuckTale. I didn't own it, but I do remember that game. Cool. Roller games. That's got 80s vibes right there. The fastest action on 8 tiny wheels. That's so cool. I don't remember that game either, but no. NES football. So I only had Tecmo. I think Tecmo Bowl was the only football game I ever had. More of the classified information. Yeah, what a time, man! What a time. I wish I did kept my more car. The only thing I wish I had done is like I wish I would have gotten, because I knew where the games were for the longest time. You know, like let's say 10 years ago or something like that, or you know, like 2019 or something. I knew where a lot of those Nintendo games. I wish I had taken it out of the house before the fire, before everything got kind of put into storage or whatever. I wish I'd gotten it out there sooner, but fortunately I did not. But again, it's one of those things now. Well, yeah, it would be cool. Again, what is the point? You know, it's cool to have, but now that I have everything on this retro gaming PC, Mission Impossible, what's the big advantage of it? And here we have. So there's like a poster in each one of these. Apparently, I haven't taken many out. Solar Jetman, again, another one I'm not too familiar with. What a very cool poster. Yeah, it would be so cool to take each one of these out and like frame them, hanging them up. But again, definitely if I ever do sell them one day, it will affect the resale value. So I'm leaving them in for now, as tempting as it is. Oh, Game Boy. Oh, man, I wish my Game Boy worked. That would have been cool. I thought for a second that that Todd was going to be able to get it fixed, but unfortunately it was just too far charred. I think the motherboard got charred way too much to do that. This is the classic. Oh, for Game Boy. Oh, nice. I might have had this. I may have had this. I can't remember now for sure, but Turtles Fall the Foot Clan for Game Boy. Oh man, awesome. Castle or Casmatonk, Quarth. Bad and Rad, Skate or Die, Boxing, a lot of Game Boy, Cat Trap, Balloon Kid, a lot of Game Boy stuff on here. Oh, previews. Little Nemo Dream Master, not too familiar with that. Solar Jetman. Turtles 2, the arcade game. Wow, they were pushing this hard, weren't they? This was the era. This was the Turtles era, man. Like this was my Turtles era, man. Like this was, because I know we were talking about like someone was talking about asking me about you know, how much I was into Cartoon Network or Adult Swim, and again, honestly, I haven't watched a lot of Adult Swim or any of that stuff. It was okay. I wasn't into too much of the more adult cartoons back then, but Dick Tracy, he has some origins in Woodstock up in McHenry County where I live. There's actually a bit of local McHenry County history with Dick Tracy. I got to eventually at some point. Not a movie or franchise I really followed closely ever, but there is some local connection to Dick Tracy in our area, so at some point I'll have to do a video on that. But I had really 3 eras as far as like what I was watching and playing and stuff like that. Yep. Definitely. Well, I would say maybe 4 eras. I had 4 eras. So I had the early 80s, which was my He-Man / Thundercats era. That's early 80s. And then I had the mid 80s to the late 80s, early 90s. That was my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Double Dare era. That was big things. I was into the late 80s, into the 90s, early 90s. So yeah, we had He-Man, Thundercats, She-Ra type stuff or whatever. I forget what else I used to watch. I was pretty young. Uh, I was pretty young, but I do remember He-Man and Thundercats was two of my biggest. And then then I got into the Double Dare and Turtles era. And then early to I would just say most of the 90s, honestly, we'll just say the 90s in general, was my Nicktoons era. I was all about Nicktoons, Nick at Night, Nickelodeon, all the Nicktoons, Doug, Rugrats. And then as well, I started watching, like I was going to say Alex Clark. I was talking about Alex Clark earlier. The Secret World of Alex Mack, etc. Hey Dude. I mean, all the classic 90s. And then my final era of TV then would be the 2000s with Disney Channel. And when you get to the Kim Possible era, Lilo and Stitch era, those shows, That's So Raven. Yep, Nick Arcade, Legend of the Hidden Temple, watched it all. All the Nick, all the game shows, Nick Sports, all those things like that was on there. Yep, that was probably my favorite era of my eras. And then Disney Channel will be the final one until now I barely have time to watch. Yes, Alex Mack, Alex, yeah, Larissa Oleynik was still and probably still one of my biggest crushes. Now I definitely had a crush on Christy Carlson Romano, not Kim Possible because she was young, but the actress, who is fairly close to my age, Christy Carlson Romano, also a big crush. But man, most of the '90s, I was pretty much in love with Larissa Oleynik. I don't know if it was her kind of boyish, sort of tomboyish look to her. I don't know what it is. But I mean, and now she's even more beautiful than she was even as a teenager. But yeah, I was pretty much in love with Larissa Oleynik back then. So I watched a lot of Secret World of Alex Mack for sure. Mostly just because of her. All right, well, there we go. We still got a few more to go through. Yeah, thank you guys for sticking with me. I've been kind of having fun going through this. I know it's just kind of it's all we're doing. I mean, I still have Kim Possible game for PlayStation 2 as a must. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, that I don't have. Unfortunately, the retro game PC only goes up to PlayStation 1. What at some point I'd like to do is if I could find like a used PlayStation 4, I would like to grab it because I could be mistaken. I've talked with like Tyler and he's much more familiar on PlayStation with me, but I don't necessarily think I'd get a PlayStation 5, but if I ever was to find like a good used PlayStation 4, I think it's cross compatible with 1, 2, 3, and 4 games. So that could be a valuable thing if I want to get stuff because my retro game PC only does through PlayStation 1, so if it was on I have a lot of cool Kim Possible games for like Game Boy Advance on there. So now this is old. And I don't even know if this has a volume number, but we're going back to November, December 1989. Holy cow, when was this again? When was this other one? This is old. September, October 1990. Wow, okay. I don't even know if this has a volume. I don't know if this would be the first. Let's see. Give the gift of power. I'd mail one of these in, see if I could still order it. Yes, I want to send a gift subscription to myself. Could this be like one of the first editions? I don't know. This doesn't even have a volume number on it. Oh, see, interesting. Some of these don't, actually. Okay. So at some point, they started doing volumes, but here they were still just going by dates. Okay, interesting. So I don't know if I'm going to have this in perfect order, but we got Willow, Tetris, Super Off-Road, Ironswood, RoboCop. So we're going back into the 80s here, folks. 1989. Oh, my God. I'm telling you about cleaning the Nintendo. So use a NES cleaning kit. A modded PlayStation 3 or 4 region free. Okay. Yeah, I mean, region free would probably be a valuable thing to get. I don't know how often I'd run across like a Japan only game or whatever, but that would be valuable. You can kind of find those things at Midwest Gaming Classic that they host every year in Milwaukee, but they are priced so ridiculously high, because it's at a show. They're vendors, and they got them all like wrapped up and all cleaned up, and it's worth it. But I got to spend almost what I would spend on a PS5 on a PS4. I don't know. It's one of those things I got to kind of would think about. But Tetris, wow! I also had this for Nintendo. Very cool. Oh, Mickey Thompson Racing. Okay, yeah, I think I've heard of that one too. Yeah. Oh, this is so 80s. Howard's Tip for advanced players on Tetris. That's an entire guide on how to play Tetris. That is so nuts. More of this, Nestor. Oh, so I was wondering. I thought this maybe was a game. I'm guessing this is just the cartoon series that they had on there. Okay, so they had a little comic in each month of them. Okay, that kind of makes a little bit more sense now. Okay. Off-road, I remember that. Iron Sword. Or Iron, what is that? Oh yeah, Iron Sword. Again, I kind of got the lights off here, but it's a little bit better. Nintendo Power tells all. Okay. Wow, Super Mario Brothers. Old school. Old school, baby. RoboCop. NES Play Action Football. Power Pack. Oh my goodness. Did anyone own the glove? I never owned this glove. I don't think my parents would have spent the money to buy me something like that, but or whatever this is. That is crazy. The heck is he even doing there? That is so weird. Anyway, Power Gloves, Super Control. What in the heck? Yeah, I didn't know any of that. I had the mat that everyone pretty much had the mat thing, but that was about it. Oh, Wheel of Fortune, Jeopardy. Oh, there goes a little hint. Yeah, we're gonna do live streams. I'm pretty sure I want to get the Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy. I had both of these. I don't know if it was Junior or not, but I had both of these for NES, so I am going to be playing both of those on a future live stream or Gamer Shorts, but they may have been Junior. I can't remember if they were Junior or not, honestly, but yeah, this definitely is bringing back some memories for sure. This would be fun. I think this would be actually pretty cool for a live stream. Go through some of the game show ones. Yeah, I had both. Like I said, I can't tell you for sure if it was a Junior version or not, but me and my family definitely played both of these. Oh, Friday the 13th. Okay, yeah. I don't know if I've ever played that one or not. I can't tell you for sure on that. Three Stooges, Stealth Eagle. My dad was huge into the movie. That much I can tell you. My dad loved the movie. Godzilla. We do have another poster. Unfortunately, it's kind of... Oh, yeah, that kind of stinks. It's kind of folded in, but it looks like it's an Iron Sword poster. But again, I can't see the full thing unless I tear it out here, which we are not going to do. Not going to do. We have a strategy guide for Dragon Warrior. I almost got like a full book. Again, not one I'm too familiar with, so we'll just kind of skip through that. Ooh, nice Game Boy ad there. Holy cow. A whole Super Mario Land, a whole guide for Mario Land. Wow. More previews, Shadowgate, Silent Service. A Boy and His Blob. Never heard of that. I wonder if some of these were end up being like flops or they just didn't sell. 720, I kind of remember that skateboarding game. That's old, man. I think that was Game Boy, I think. The Guardian Legend. Also, I'm not too familiar with. And then, yeah, top 30. Okay, well, here's a top 30. And this is, I'm going to have to keep these separate because I don't see volume numbers. So I don't know how I'm going to sort these out, but we'll figure that out. But here is our top 30 for 1989 and 1990. Mega Man 2 was number 1 over Super Mario Brothers 2. That's kind of surprising. Would not have guessed that. Tecmo Bowl's doing pretty good at number 12. Yeah, more of the high scores of people submitting their scores. I never submitted anything to Super Nintendo. Oh, Oshkosh. I know where Oshkosh is. Oh, shoot. Heck, I know Belvedere, Illinois. That's not too far from me. Shout out to Carl Larson of Belvedere, Illinois, with your score 636,300 from Belvedere, Illinois. It's kind of in between where I am and Rockford, Illinois. I've done vlogs in Belvedere. Wonder if anyone's ever posted from McHenry or North Lake. Well, I doubt I'd ever see a North Lake, but they could possibly see a McHenry. Oh, I know where Oswego is. I know someone who used to live not far from Oswego. One of our squad members used to live not far from there. I don't think they actually lived in Oswego, but they lived not too far from there. Okay, cool. All right, so let's put this over real quick. I'm gonna separate. Let's try and figure this out here. So let's see. Okay, so that's just kind of for the end of 1990. Okay, so let's just leave that here. Keep these guys separate. And we'll sort from there. Okay. Oh wow, because then we jump up to a volume 34. Holy cow. Interesting. So yeah, I don't see a volume 1 yet, but this is one that I know will probably interest you. It was not really a franchise so much that I was super into, but I know a lot of folks that were, and that of course is Batman. Exclusive special feature for Batman. Again, I think I may have saw some of the movies, but that wasn't something I was huge. I didn't have any Batman games ever. Let's see, no. Okay, so here we do have a date again. January, February 1990. So it's a little bit older. It's one edition, I think, older than that last one. So kind of in order. Batman, Shadowgate, Willow, Double Dragon 2, Super Spike, V-Ball, Clash, Demon Head, etc. Again, I still have so many of these to go through, so we will try. If not, we might have to go back and do another one, but for now, we'll just kind of roll through some of this. Maybe just go through them a little bit quicker, but here is your full guide to Batman. This definitely, now, if there's anything that's valuable, someone who is a big fan of Batman, I think, would actually really be into that. Now, if someone offered me a crazy amount, I said, "Hey, I'll send you $1,000 for your Batman your Batman Nintendo Power." Yeah, obviously, I'm not turning something like that down. I don't think they would ever offer that. But again, is there anything in here that I would bring to a certain shop that would grade them or whatever and say, "Yeah, you got this magazine that's worth $500 or whatever"? Probably not. But again, to the right person for the right game, you never know. I wouldn't be shocked, but we'll see. Maybe if I get a big, we'll see if I get the order. Like I said, if the offer's right, I'd be willing to part with pretty much almost any. The only thing I probably wouldn't want to part with would be like the ultimate guides and stuff like that. And like I said, if I do, which I haven't been able to find it yet, but like I said, at one point I did have an ultimate guide to Mario 64. Yeah. Dr. Miyamoto. Oh, okay. Video game industry. Oh, that's cool. It's a little bio on him. That's kind of neat. Yeah, it's all about the mate. He must have been the one that made Mario Brothers 3. Cool. It's kind of cool. Oh, wow. Check out all those old computers they're working on. Oh, that is so cool. Oh, that is so neat. Oh, really? Yeah, that's cool. There's actually, I was just, I don't know when it will be out, but I was just editing an antique mall that I went through. And I didn't show it up close because I don't know if I could anyway on YouTube. But there was one little section in the antique shop that had all Playboy magazines. The entire section was Playboy magazines. I don't know if my dad ever had them, honestly, or not. I'd never asked him, but they're probably something they're probably better off. I don't know, but Double Dragon 2, classic. I think we've done some Double Dragon on the live streams, the Retro PC. But yeah, the entire section was that video will be out. That was an antique shop in Woodstock. Speaking of Woodstock again, that has the Dick Tracy connection. We went to antique shop there. That'll be out probably next month or so. Shouldn't be too many episodes. But yeah, it was an entire section of Playboy magazines. I didn't look up close. I didn't film anything. I mean, the covers aren't going to be anything that would get triggered on YouTube. I'm like, I showed it at a distance. I was like, hey, But that's there. If you ever make it to Woodstock, if you are looking for a magazine, they may buy some from you too. I don't know. But there was a ton of them though. There was a ton of them. Every once in a while, I do find an antique shop that does have them. But yeah, this was probably the biggest selection that I've ever seen. I guess people have hung on to them, Oh, here's our top 30. Turtles! Leaving the top 30. Good job, Turtles. Zelda 2, Mario 2, Ninja Gaiden, Dragon Warrior, Mega Man 2, Zelda, Bionic. Now, see, of all the stuff in here, and there's certain games that are cool to know about. This is probably what I geek out about most, is a top 30 list like this. Yeah, so this is the type of stuff I kind of geek out, and I enjoy looking at it like, oh, what, just to know. I love lists like this as it is. But that's the kind of stuff I think is cool. More about Tetris. I can't believe, Tetris is generally a pretty simple game, but yet, boy, they made some guides for it. I always felt I was okay at it. I never felt like I was bad at it, but apparently there's like very detailed. People took Tetris pretty serious, apparently. I'm a little. I'm kind of surprised. The most thing I'm surprised about so far is how much. Yep, exactly. Top anything is a fun list, but I'm a little surprised. Oh, see, another thing I can't get into this here. Can I tell what? Fortunately, it's whatever game this is, because the guide's on the back, but. I don't know. If you could tell where this claw is from, that's what game is on here. I'm not 100% sure. Oh, Nintendo Gear. Oh, this could be... All right. Oh, how can I not look at the Nintendo Gear? There you go. Oh, boy. Yeah, it's... I definitely didn't like Tetris on... Oh, man. I kind of want that sweatshirt. I'm not gonna lie. And that is cool too. Little Mario. Little young girl in there. That's funny. Umbrella. Dude. Okay, now this is also cool. Now,
If there's anything valuable, it's people who still have this merchandise. This is what's worth money. Freaking cool, man. Dude. Now this is cool stuff. Yep, I had this. This was the only accessory I pretty much had. I had the light gun thing, obviously, for the dog hunting, duck hunting game or whatever. I had that. I had this. I didn't use it that much because it never worked that well. It was honestly kind of garbage. It just didn't work. I don't think you also were supposed to really have it on rugs like this either. Maybe that's why it never worked. But we all had rugs anyway. I mean, back then. But that was kind of... It was one of those things you had, but it never worked well, so you just kind of gave up on it. Ooh, cool glasses. Cool shades. So these were your cool Nintendo glasses, apparently. Yeah, the water bottle. Oh my god. Mario. It's hard that one's not focusing in, but yeah, that's a Mario Brother water bottle, Nintendo hat. Dude. Some key pins. That is freaking cool. Oh, Nintendo girl. As a youngin', I would have probably been really liking this girl. Yeah. Yeah, and I was much about her age. Not today, no. That would be weird if I liked her today. But as a young kid in the '80s, I probably would have enjoyed looking at her. Yeah, look at all that cool gear, man. Oh man, I didn't know they made this much. Yeah, honestly, I didn't know they made this much for Nintendo. What in the heck? Jeez. Yeah, that is insane. And then this dude, he has an entire Nintendo room. Okay, I don't need to look at his boxers, but... Man. Frickin' Zelda watch. What in the heck? 4 feet? What? And then there's like a bed set. Ooh, oh man, there's so much more here. And there's something I would have loved to have as a calendar. Again, that sweatshirt is awesome. I kind of wish I could grab that. I got to look for that on eBay. But yeah, look at this pinball machine. Oh, cool. I always wanted these. My parents never got me one. I mean, the Mario Brothers one would have been cool. There was a variety of these back in the 80s. And never got me one, unfortunately. Always wanted one of those. Yeah, no, insane. Look at that cool cup. Oh, that cup is awesome. Power Party, Action Party gear. Dude. Yeah, I'm glad I decided to show it like this. Yeah, I don't think I could have shown you guys, but it propped up on the tripod like this. There's that umbrella again. A freaking karaoke machine for Mario Bros. What in the heck? I don't know. There was no website to go on. I don't know where, if there was a catalog or what. We didn't have a website to go on back then. There was no websites. I don't know how you ordered all this stuff. I mean, some of it, I'm sure there was some of it, like Toys R Us or whatever, but I never ran across, I don't remember any of this stuff. I mean, some of this stuff, yeah, it might have been, but there had to be a catalog or a number you had to call or something, because I don't see any order numbers on any of this stuff. You know, the JCPenney catalogs and all that stuff back then would have, like, numbers, and item numbers and stuff, and then you would call it and give the item numbers. Oh, okay. Oh, that would be cool. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen one at an antique shop. If the price was right, I would be tempted to pick one up. I don't see a lot of them, but that Mario Brothers, though, that would be freaking cool. Yeah, if I ever... I definitely have never seen a Mario Brothers one. But I would have been happy with any of them back then. Oh, there's that claw thing again. So, what is this? Dino Wars. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot in here, man. Like they didn't cheap out on these articles and stuff, man. Yeah. Could you imagine if they actually put stuff like this today on what was out? But then again, they don't put out games as much as they used to, so. But I would love to see, like, if they did something like this with Steam and all this, the indie games, if they did like features of like games on Steam, that would be cool. If they had a Steam Power magazine, that would be freaking awesome. Steam Power. Anyone's looking to taste my suggestions, create a Steam Power magazine featuring games and stuff like that. I would subscribe to that, honestly. Oh, there's that Dino War. So this is where a couple of those last posters apparently is for this game. And then there's that comic. So they all apparently have these comics. Now these are kind of, now these almost feel like they may have gotten wet at some point. These are kind of sticking together a little bit. Yeah, these are kind of, yeah, so. Overall, I'd still say they're in pretty good shape. But yeah, you can feel a couple of pages are getting a little wet in spots. Yeah, exactly. But I mean, it was great advertisement for them, you know? I don't... Oh, Dig Dug 2! Sweet. Yeah, I still like the original better. Oh, Championship Bowling. Love that. Don't know that, don't know that. Don't know that too well. Championship Bowling, very good game. Very cool. More achievers. Do we recognize any towns in here? Illinois, Wisconsin. Anyone out here? Get a shout. Wisconsin Rapids. That's not really close to here. Not really. How to capture your achievement. Oh boy. So if you wanna, you got to send a picture proof of your high score. So place the camera on something steady. Turn out the lights. Make sure you don't use a flash. Adjust the height. This almost sounds like I'm setting up for a live stream. Yeah, this dude is basically how I do the live streams. That's what he's doing. Except I have a tripod. Tripods didn't. Well, like tripods were kind of around back then, sort of, for camcorders. The camera should be about a yard from the TV. Adjust the height and mail the photo. There you go. Yeah, Dig Dug was fun. I did a little bit of Dig Dug in the last live stream. You can check that out. I'm happy to do more of it for sure. I can definitely dig more into doing more of Dig Dug, doing some different versions. Oh, old pictures. I love old pictures. Some Gamer Boys winners. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's some gaming nerds. I love it, though. Respect the nerds. Respect the nerds. They're the ones probably running the Midwest Gaming Classic now these days. World Championship, 1990. So cool. Before Twin Galaxies. Well, Twin Galaxies was technically around. I don't know how much they were doing the high scores. I love my tripod right there. It's my a pretty basic Amazon find, and it's been working for just about every live stream I've done since. Great little guy. I don't know if they still sell it or not, but nerd power all the way, man. I respect it, man. If you ever want to spend if you want to gather with a lot of nerds, go to the Midwest Gaming Classic, Milwaukee. We are lots of nerds out there. Okay, so these are the date ones. So, and then we're kind of going to a newer one over here now. So we're looking at volume 34. I'll get the date for you guys in a second. Featuring The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. So now we're probably $15. So now we're getting pretty much into the Super Nintendo area here. Now there might be still some old ones. Again, I would love to see an episode 1. If I saw an episode or whatever, how they're volume 1 or whatever, it'd be freaking awesome. That's the one that would be valuable if it was in good shape. I mean, again, I probably should have kept these in better protective cases, but other than that. And this one actually does also have my address on here. I'll cover that up again. Well, my old Norfolk address, but again, not that anyone cares, but
Volume 34. $3.50. Oh, boy. It was, Volume 16 was... Oh, Volume 16 was $3.50, so it didn't change the price if you bought it back. Did they ever, like, could you go into, like, a Kmart or something back then and, like, just buy these off the rack? I was obviously getting them mailed, but... Kind of cool art here, though. $60 for this weird heck thing, a scope thing. What the? I guess this was for like airplane shooter games. No, I never. Mole Patrol. What the heck is that? That looks kind of cool, actually. There's probably going to be a lot of Super. This is again Super NES. There's going to be probably a lot of SNES stuff, but this here, you're right in the gold. You're right here in the golden. This was my era. This was my golden era of gaming right here. I love the arcade era, the 80s arcade era. I was kind of young, but right here, this is it, man. NES, Game Boy, and Super NES. This was peak time to go to. Well, I mean, I would say peak time, but it was also, of course, it was really awesome buying Nintendo 64 games, but when you had both of these systems at Toys R Us at the time, that was so cool. But the Nintendo 64 era was also very good, so I'm not going to take anything away from that, but... Empire Strikes Back. Again, I've gotten a little bit into that here and there, not anything I was... Yeah, that's... Yeah, that was kind of a ripoff for sure, yeah. I never really did, like I said, I don't know. These all got mailed to me and everything, but... Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Oh, boy. Nice. I don't think I've ever played this. That'd be kind of cool to play back into that. Nightshade. I'm not too familiar with that. MC Kids. So we got a Ronald McDonald's game? What in the heck? What? MC Kids. What is this for? Oh, wow. Okay, I'm adding a note to this one. This is just one of those that is either, this has got to be an episode on Wayne's Gamer Shorts or a live stream or something someday, because what in the heck is this? A full McDonald's NES game? What? I've never heard of this. I'm putting this in the notepad here. Never heard of this. MC Kids. Hello, Tyler. Good to see you. Welcome. Oh, that's okay, man. Welcome. MC Kids for... Oh, jeez. Okay. The keyboard on this laptop's a little goofy. Yeah, I'm just going to say that as a McDonald's game. Yeah, I'm going to look up this one, guys. This could... Oh, we got some good news. I heard something about that. I saw your post, and I heard something was going to be coming out, so that's cool. I still got to look. It's been kind of a busy day, but I will look a little bit more into all that. Gameplay August 27th. Okay, so that's... I never heard something about the gameplay. Okay. Cool. Awesome. Good news. So, yeah. Very cool. Yeah, I'm going to look into this. There apparently was a McDonald's game for the NES. That is wild. Again, I don't know. Wow. Okay, so this is a pretty... I don't know if this is something I could do in a full gamer short. This looks like this is a pretty lengthy game, but I will look into more of that. So, yeah, we're just kind of looking through it. I'm kind of sorting through them, kind of sorting them by date and everything. And yeah, we got a little cartoon for Zelda, which is cool. Let's see, was there a title for this or what? Oh, this is cool. It's a full-on cartoon. Okay, Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. Oh, that's cool. The Book of Mudora. That is so. Oh, that's cool. All right. Well, now this is definitely valuable too. This is so neat. Okay. That's cool. Oh, this has got a little hole in it, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, the papers, though, are in fairly good shape. They still turn pretty well. They're not yellowed or anything like that. Like I said, a couple little spots here and there may have had, some kind of water damage, but... So this is cool. Yeah, definitely. Oh, Super Mario Adventure. So there's a lot of cartoons on this one. Oh, man. This is so cool. White Knuckle. Wow, yeah, this is like 80s, 90s vibe right there. Meet the band. Go backstage. Ugh. Name 3 recording artists who contributed a song to the White Knuckles scoring. We're going through, let's see. Well, we have this list here. I don't know how many are in here yet, but let's see what we've gone through so far. So I have 2 guides here that we've gone through. You can look back on the beginning if you want. Obviously, welcome to go back. We have a Mario 3 guide. We have top secret classified that appears to possibly have been connected to the Game Genie. So we got 2 there. We've gone to 3 here so far. And we've gone through 2 here so far. And here, so 2 guides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 so far. And then whatever's left in here. And I think this is pretty much the most. Like, my dad may not have found all of them, but it's possible. I don't think I ever obviously looked like I threw anything out. Metroid 2. Oh, Lemmings. This is LGR was always huge into Lemmings. I haven't played a lot of Lemmings. I had to look back in it, see what I have. That's one that definitely he was into. And our poster this time is The Addams Family. Okay. Coming soon for Super NES. That's cool. Yeah, somewhere if you go back, Tyler, and towards the beginning, I don't remember exactly which one it was. Actually, let me see if I can find it. There's one in here. There's one poster in here. I think you might appreciate it. Let's see. I think it's in one of our older ones. No, not that one. There was one game poster we had in here that I think you would actually appreciate. Let's see. Find it now. Well, this is one I think I don't know this game that well, but I think it seems like something you would like as you like the space stuff. So there's Metal Storm. I have not heard of this, but this has kind of a cool space vibe thing going on, retro space vibe. Yeah, that's cool. I just want to again, that's not a game I know too well, but I know you like the space stuff, so I definitely kind of thought of you there. For now, I think it's probably as much as it's tempting. I was saying in the beginning. Yeah, I'm sure. I don't doubt it is. I was saying how tempting it would be to take all these posters out and hang them up, but then it kind of loses the value a little. Maybe it was in this one, the first one we went to. I think this is it. Oh, yes, this is it. This is it. Yeah, this is freaking cool. This I know because I know you know this game really well. This one is so tempting to put out. I wish I could, but I'm trying not. Check it out. I got a freaking poster for F-Zero. Look at that, man. F-Zero poster. That is so freaking cool. Oh, that is so neat. Oh man, I love this. I want to hang this up so bad, but I'm trying to avoid the temptation. But yeah, that is so freaking cool. I love that poster. That is so cool. That's my favorite so far that I've run across on here. I'm sure there's a lot more to come, but Metal Storm. Yeah, I kind of figured you probably would know that one. But yeah, I could always look at. I could add that into my notepad too. To look at that one because I want to look up that McDonald's game, and I could look up Metal Storm as well. So yeah, almost everything I'm going to have in these magazines will probably be on the Retro PC because this is like peak Nintendo and Super Nintendo era. I don't think I have anything new enough that would be like oh, the comic book. I don't know. Let's see. There's a little bit more to go in this last one, so we'll see. This is a newer one though, so they may or may not have it, but let's check. So yeah, we were going through the Zelda guide here, and then this was the poster. Yeah, so we saw the poster for Addams Family. Zelda 2, I believe Link to the Past was obviously pretty popular at this time. Great guide. Yeah, Legend of Zelda Link to the Past. So this was peeking here. I don't know if they have the comic book in this one. Yeah. I said this is a bit of an older one, so this... Oh, there's a little comic here. Oh yeah, Nestor's Adventure. Okay. I don't really remember this now. I mean, I loved comics, but I forgot that they had this comic series in there. I totally forgot about that. But here is our top 20. We love our list, as you know. March 1992. So Mario Brothers 3, that kind of makes sense. Battletoads, Dr. Mario, TMNT 2, Tetris. And then here is our, at least through 20. They didn't do it through 30, but they did through 20. Oh, but that's for this Nintendo, and then they separated it. Okay. So they had a top list for the Super NES also, top 20. So that's cool. They separate it by system now. That's kind of neat. And then for the Game Boy. Okay. I'm guessing Game Boy Color had not come out yet. I haven't seen any mention of Game Boy Color or anything like that yet at this point. So... WWF, Addams Family. Oh, okay. Keep your game in high gear. Call that number. Okay, so again, that's a little bit older one. So we'll put that in the bottom of the list. And then I think... Okay, so this one here was 28. Next one's 29. Oh, for all you Trekkies, looks like we got a Trekkie thing more now. So, yeah, here we go. Yeah. For all you Star Trek fans, this is the main feature, looks like, of this one. I'm guessing we're going to have some kind of Star Trek poster in this one, but we'll find out. Oh, man, there's a lot of stuff here. Yeah, no, it's so cool. And it's cool to know that I have probably a lot of these in the Retro Gaming PC that I can go back into. I mean, I'm sure there's a few here and there that I probably don't, but for the most part, most of that should be in there. Oh, here's more about F-Zero. Oh, that's so cool. Okay. Yeah, awesome. I loved F-Zero. I'm pretty sure we played this multiple times on the live streams, but definitely can do it again. Yeah, I played this a lot. And I think I have I think I might have a Super Nintendo cartridge for it as well. I think so anyway. Oh wow, a full-on thing about all the tracks. This is great, man. I mean, like 2,500. Yeah, we're not quite there yet. Oh, more comics. Nestor's Adventure. How did I totally forget that they had a whole series on there? I kind of remember the classified section. And there we go. The Star Trek game. The Final Frontier. It tells you what the stuff about the memory or something like that. Cool. This was a game, unfortunately, I never did play. At some point, I could probably do a little bit more of a playthrough of it. Roger Clemens MVP Baseball. Never played that either. Counselor's Corner. So these are like kind of giving you guides on stuff like that. Yeah, Star Trek. Yeah, that would probably do pretty popular. That's a good series to play. Metroid. Oh, I know Metroid though. Yeah, Metroid's kind of cool. It's I've gotten a little bit through Metroid, not too far yet on a stream. That's a fun game, but I have a lot more to go through on that. Shattered Hand, don't think I've heard of that one. And our poster this time is, cool. How about that? The Flintstones. Oh, that's neat. Coming soon to your NES, provided by Taito America Corporation. Yeah, how about that? Okay. I thought for sure it was going to be some kind of Star Trek thing, but no, Flintstones. I don't know if I ever played a Flintstone game, but I definitely watched the cartoon a million times. I think just about everyone did, but... Ooh, Castlevania 2. We've done a little bit of that on live stream. Yeah, remember Castlevania? We're going to get back. We'll be playing that again towards Halloween. We're going to get back into all those spooky games again. I'm going to try and start that series a little earlier, too, so we have more chance to play it. But, yeah, we're definitely very early in October. Maybe into September, we'll start doing some spooky games again. Bart Simpson. Oh, I remember this. Okay. I never owned this. I had a Simpson game, I think, but... Yep, we're getting there. Bart Simpson's Escape from Camp Deadly. I kind of remember this. I never played it, but I do kind of remember when it was out. Yeah. Just cool guides. I mean... Yeah, they put a lot of left. Yeah, I was just mentioning, I think actually right before you joined, Tyler, that it would be really cool if they still made these type of magazines for like The Simpsons, or not, for systems that would still come out, like a PS, like a PlayStation version, Xbox version, or even if they had like a Steam Power, like if they had a Steam magazine that featured some indie games or some newer games that are coming out, and they did articles and guides like that, that would be so cool. Yeah, like a Steam Power, like that would be cool. But yeah, like on PS5 or now, a lot of it I wouldn't, as I don't have those systems, it wouldn't be as useful. But yeah, it would be very cool if people put effort. But like, it's like X-Men said, we kind of have YouTube as kind of a guide now for everyone. Everyone can get all the tips and tricks that they want on YouTube. So, but it's still kind of cool having out a magazine. I think it would do okay, All right, so that's 29. Yeah, I figured if we're going through these anyway, I'm going to get these kind of in order. We have 27, so they're actually kind of going down now at this point, so that's cool. Okay, so now this is another game series that I know, I'm pretty sure Tyler is kind of familiar with it as well. Okay, so there's good stuff in this one here as well. Let me get this moved over here. Because now we are getting to, and I might have done this on the live stream. I don't know if I have yet. But this time we're talking about Mega Man. I don't know if I've done a live stream with anything Mega Man yet. I'm familiar with it. I might have. So this is volume 27. Still, only $3.50 to buy it on the newsstand. And we're looking again. I may forget to put the date, but this one, August 1991. Final Fantasy Legend 2. Oh, there's a Mega Man. Yeah. Oh, Mega Man. Yeah. Okay. I think I've done some Mega Man on. I swear I have. I've done some Mega Man on a live stream. If not, maybe we'll do it again. I'll try to remember. Yeah, I might have to go back and watch my live stream at some point and just watch this over again and like take better notes on what games I want look up on here. There's a lot of information, obviously, in here. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think if I've looked it up, I have a lot of Mega Man games on here. I don't remember exactly which ones, but I know I have a ton on that retro PC. But it's not a series I'm too. I think I've dabbled into a little bit, but I'm not super familiar onto the series yet. So, Dragon Warrior 3, I don't know a lot about that. I have heard of it. Don't know too much about it. Okay, so now it's Dragon Quest. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, this definitely got RPG vibes going on for sure. Okay, so they do. I'll have to look that up. But all right, we have our NES Achievers. Let's see if we got anyone local. We have East Peoria, Illinois. That's not really far close to me. Oh, okay. So this one's Double Dragon 2. Shout out to Mike McReynolds from Aurora, Illinois. That's not too terribly far. I did the video from the mall over there. A little farther than the Belvedere, Illinois one was. Let's see. Yeah, I also kind of forgot about this, that you could submit high scores to Nintendo. I don't know if they just like chose certain people or if this was like an official high score list. I don't know. And we have Steven Brockerman of Chicago, Illinois. I gotta look these people up sometime, see if they're on Facebook, and say, hey, I have a magazine with your name on it. Mo Kid Anderson of Chicago. Christian Smentek of Chicago. I ain't found anyone from too close to the suburbs yet. Champaign, Illinois, that's not close. This is suburbs here, but not close to me. Richard Newman of South Chicago Heights. Ain't found a McHenry yet. Yeah, this would seem odd. Oh, no, these are kind of sticking together. Yeah, they probably have general magazines that that aren't like maybe system specific or whatever. Definitely not as. Oh, poster time. What do we got? Oh, this. We got a space thing though. This is kind of. Oh boy! Oh wow! Okay, we have Star Wars now. This. Someone would probably pay money for this. This alone might be my most valuable magazine we've done so far. Someone could pay good money for that. Oh wow! Well, we're holding on to this for sure for now. But wow, that's that someone might offer me $1 or $2 for that. Again, I don't know if I'll ever want to sell them. They said I only had a inquiry from our buddy Todd Herbert was saying, hey, if you ever want to like sell one of them or give one of them away, let me know. And I said, well, just let me know because he's local to the area. So if he's ever wants a certain one or whatever, he can always reach out to me. But I don't know if I'd ever want to try and sell these. It's such a good nostalgia feel, even though I'm not planning on like selling these in bulk or anything. But like I don't know. Mega Man, yes. So full on thing about Mega Man. Very cool. Final Fantasy Legend 2, obviously another super popular series. Wow, that entire level is apparently a person. Oh, that's cool. Well, that's neat. Again, I think we've dabbled a little bit on that series. Again, not something I'm super familiar with, but we've dabbled a little bit. Days of Thunder. Yeah, so a little racing game. That's cool. You haven't seen too many racing things yet. Yeah, this one's got more sticky pages on it for whatever reason. A design contest for Super Nintendo. Oh, that is so cool. Yeah, so now we're getting to the point where there's going to be a lot more Super Nintendo stuff, probably. Yeah, this one's definitely got stickier pages. But yeah, someone would probably try to buy that poster from me. They may not even care about the magazine, but there's definitely someone out there that would see that, would want that Star Wars poster, no doubt. But yeah, it's like X-Men said earlier. It's like, yeah, you're gonna lose value if you rip the posters off. I'd love to hang these all on my wall, but I got so much empty wall space here that it would be so cool to host them on there. But like, yeah, I hate tearing them out. So I gotta really, really think about that. Yeah, I'd rather keep them in. I guess I didn't. I thought I took some. I may have taken some posters out from time to time, but I guess I didn't take a lot out. So. Top 30, August 1991, of course, Super Mario Bros. 3, no surprise there. TMNT, staying in strong. Mega Man 3, Final Fantasy. This is a great year for era for games here. Tetris still, jeez. So not only did we have a lot of guides for Tetris, but on these magazines, but apparently it was very popular. I did not know. Dr. Mario, yep. I did not realize how popular Tetris was back then. We owned a cartridge or two for Tetris for sure. Zelda 2. It was like, this surprised me. Freaking Legend of Zelda is number 20 and Tetris is number 6. What the heck? That is like crazy. I guess Zelda 2, 25. My mom, you saw oh, cool. Yeah, this has got a whole thing on Macaulay Culkin here. That's our Home Alone guy. What in the heck? Oh, that is so cool. Magic Kingdom. What the? Celebrity profile. What? Oh my god, wow. Yeah, again, I don't know if these are even worth anything. I could look some of this stuff up on eBay, but, maybe I will, just out of curiosity, like I said. As I mentioned earlier, if someone honestly wanted to send me, like, oh, I'll give you $1,000 for this magazine or whatever. I'm like, sure. Yeah, the Star Wars poster's cool, but I could do a lot more with $1,000. But again, I don't know if any of these are that valuable. They may have tons of these over on eBay. I could probably, I wouldn't sell one of these for like $10 or $15, that sort of thing. Yeah, I'd rather just keep it. But yeah, if someone's offering me hundreds of dollars or whatever, then, then I might entertain that, but 10 or 15, like, oh, I'll give you $20 for this. I don't really care about that, but yeah, if you want to get, if you're making me an offer in triple digits, then we can talk. Again, I don't know if any of this is worth that much, but this thing, though, man. Star Wars. There could be something with this. This I might have to go back and look into a little bit later because yeah, that's Star Wars poster. There may be a demand for that one out there because it's freaking Star Wars, so duh, So that's 27. Okay, 26. So we're kind of going down. Yes, we should be. Okay, so I guess I did sort of keep this in order in a way. All right, so now we're in volume 26. Still $3.50, $4.50 in Canada. I mean, shoot, there's no way they'd sell this for $3.50 today for sure. I mean, I don't know what. I couldn't tell the last time I looked at a magazine rack. I don't even know what magazines cost, but all right, there. I think I pressed the pause button there. All right, let's get back here. Robin Hood is what we're looking into today for this one right now. 26. Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, Game Boy. Still though, I don't know. I forgot what year. When did the Game Boy Color come out? Because they're still talking about the original Game Boy. I don't know. I thought for sure by this point we'd start seeing something about the Game Boy Color or something, but I guess not. Here we go. Robin Hood is I'm not really seeing a lot. I mean, here we go. We got a full-on thing about Super Mario World 3. Glimpse the future of video games in our Super Nintendo update. Check out poster. Ooh, maybe we might have a Super Mario World poster in here, guys. That's kind of cool. Robin Hood, again, not really something I know too much about. The Little Mermaid, very cool though. Love that movie. I mean, I named my daughter after her daughter, so I mean, come on. I don't know if I've ever even played. I don't know if I played it though. Again, have all that on the retro PC, I am sure, but Bill and Ted's Excellent Video Game Adventure. Oh my god! I mean, I never played their video game. I watched the show, a movie, or whatever. But that's so cool. What the heck? I did not know there was a video game for that. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but it was such a popular like movie or whatever back then. Oh yeah, I don't remember a lot about it. I just remember it being very, very popular. They were just, goofy characters or whatever. Oh, uh-oh. I think we have one also that Tyler's gonna like. Look at that. Metroid, the universe has expanded. Oh, that is cool. Oh, I can't tell you how tempting it is to rip these out and hang them up, man. I wanna frame these things so bad, but I don't want to do that. They're still attached. This is so much fun. Oh man, this is so cool. Like hanging that right above the TV, next to the F-Zero one. Oh, this is so tempting, but oh, that is so cool. And they're in such good shape. Oh, yeah. That's another thing too. I forgot. I totally forgot that these things had posters in them. I totally forgot about that. That they all came. Classic. Roger Rabbit. Loved the movie. Another game I don't think I ever played, but did love the movie. I have not watched that in forever. It's a very, very quirky movie. It's a very weird movie, but definitely cult classic right there for sure. Definitely recommend at least once. I have not seen it in probably 30 years or so, but worth it. And yeah, very cool game. Another game that would be very cool to play sometime on a live stream. Listen, I'm gonna have to go watch this live stream back again and take more notes. I got a couple notes, but I may have to take more because yeah, there's definitely some fun series that could be cool to go through. Altered Space? I am not too familiar, but we got another space game, Tyler. This is definitely. Oh my god! And look at all these levels. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is another one I would probably get lost in pretty quick, but. Jeez, it's level 2, okay, wow. Blades of Steel. It looks like a very complicated game. It looks cool, but looks like it would take a while to get through. Created Dream Team. Oh, okay, so this is some kind of classic baseball game, I think. Okay, very neat. Players poll. I don't think we had a top anything in this one, though. Or maybe we didn't. Let's see. Or did we go through it? Yeah, some of these, definitely there is some stickiness. There's not anything too terribly... Oh, high speed. Okay. This is, classic pinball. So they must have made a pinball version of high speed. I love... One of my favorite pinballs ever is high speed. Very, very cool pinball game, by the way. Loved playing that out there. I had one or two places where I knew that they had those at back in the day. Yeah, I don't know if this has a top list or not. There's a lot of sticky pages back here, though. Oh, there we go. We got it. Cool. Top 30. Still Mario Brothers 3. Turtles. Final Fantasy. Not a lot of changes here. Tetris maybe went down a couple points, but Dr. Mario's doing good. Legend of Zelda. It was a pretty old game at that point already, and it's still hanging in good at number 12. Just right ahead of Mario 2. That's pretty impressive. I don't know why this is red at number 23, but... Oh. Titles new to the top 30 are the ones to keep watching. These games are moving big, hopping spots to the top. Lasting appeal keeps these favorite places in. Lasting appeal keeps these favorites placing in the poll. Yeah, I can't read it. It's been a long day. Cool. So, all right, let's see any towns here interesting. There you go. Goleta, California. Is that near you, Tyler? Goleta, California? I have no clue. Los Angeles. There you go. I know that's not too terribly far. Oh, this may be my closest yet here, guys. This is this is definitely my closest. Well, Belvedere's not far, but I think this is closer. Kevin Ponsky. He has Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse. He finished Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse. Kevin Pansky of Schaumburg. 2 hours, not too bad. This is maybe 40 minutes away from me. Schaumburg, Illinois. I just did I did a grocery store vlog here not too long ago. That'll eventually be out on the channel. Shout out to Schaumburg. I was gonna say Batavia, Illinois, but no, Batavia, Ohio. But this is actually even closer to me right here. Deja Vu. I'd never heard of that game, but shout out to Debbie Laher of Waukegan, Illinois. That's definitely my closest. That should be a little closer than Schaumburg. So wow, dude, Waukegan's the closest. No McHenry yet, but Waukegan, Illinois, man, that's going to be hard to beat. South Bend, Indiana. Just drove past there, coming back from that Amish town, Joliet, Illinois. Penn Valley, California. Not sure where that is. West Covina, California. A lot of California. Riverside. I know Riverside's probably not. I know that's not too far from you. Clovis, California. Another Illinois. I've never even heard of that town in Illinois. Yeah, I know Riverside's kind of in that area. Like I said, I think I mentioned to you before how I have a friend that lives in Temecula from my Save Disney group. He lives in Temecula, or did. He may have moved, but he grew up in Temecula, so I know that. It was one of those things like he lived in LA, but he was in the LA area, but so far away. So for him to even though he was in the LA area, because he's a big Disney fan, so he would drive to Disneyland, but it would take him 2 hours or something like that to get there, even because of all the traffic, and he was so far out. It was not a quick drive for him to get to Disneyland, even though he was in the LA area. He was so far out from Temecula with traffic and everything like that. It was a journey for him to get there. Really cool dude though. He hasn't been in a stream or chat or anything. He left a comment once in a while, but very cool guy. That's back from my Save Disney Shows era, which is something at some point I got to chat more about on my on a video or something to talk about. All I was involved with Save Disney Shows and Save Impossible and all that fun stuff. Those groups, but met a lot of cool folks through that organization. Even met one person in person. So. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, you always got the one person that's kind of more into it than the other, so I mean, I'm glad they supported their, the hobbies and stuff that they enjoy. Obviously, me and my wife have a lot of different hobbies as well, so we kind of support each other. And so, before we get to the next one, again, I'll mention now that we have more people in here, so talking about my fan meetup, I guess we can go in a little bit more again into that. So I know you've kind of already heard a little bit about this X-Men, but I'll go over with Tyler again real quick. Yes, so obviously today I went to meet It's Alex Clark, another YouTuber. He kind of came in popularity with a cartoon series he did called Dating My Babysitter. It was a cartoon series, something very similar if you know Shwoozy, Illymation, Jaden Animation, those sort of channels. It has that similar vibe to it. Well, he still does some YouTube stuff, but he does comedy stuff now. So I've been waiting for a while for him to get to a location near me, and he did a comedy show tonight in Janesville, Wisconsin. And that's where I was tonight. That's why I took off work. That's why I'm not working right now and doing a live stream. I had to take off work. And met up with him, and it was really cool. It's in Janesville, Wisconsin, hour 15 away. I've done a ton of vlogs in Janesville. That's up on the channel. But yeah, it's this little comedy place in a basement of what looks like a kind of retro looking office building, and it's so awesome. And in the basement is a comedy place, and I think there was about 20 people there total. So we get in there, and I've laid a couple nuggets here and there on my channel just to heck with say, hey, just letting you guys know I'm going to this comedy show. I mean, like, if anyone's in the area, hey, you can possibly meet me there, whatever. Now, was I expecting to meet up anybody? No, not at all. Definitely not. Yeah, I put it out there. I put stuff out there like, hey, I'm gonna be at the McHenry Fest, this thing and that or whatever, and no one ever really greeted me. Except the one time I met someone, yeah. I met someone one time at the parade. I posted about that. So I get in there, and like I said, there was still a lot of empty spots. There was really, all the tables are set up for like up to 4 people to sit at. They're not very big tables, but there's 4 chairs. But it was mostly couples there. There were some older couples, some younger couples. It's an 18 plus show, so there were no kids there, even though kids like my kids know Alex Clark from the cartoon series, but a lot of us know him because of our kids, or we just followed his channel. And his cartoons aren't like necessary. It's not like a Coco Melon type thing or whatever. He tells story about his life and his childhood and themes that kind of adults I think could appreciate. Again, you definitely got a Shrews type vibe to it. A lot of personal stories in there. Again, that poster is one I bought from his website. It says, "I'm not weird, I'm a YouTuber." It's signed because he had a sale, it was a holiday sale, and I got the signed poster at like half off, whatever. That's what that is. I've done a video ages ago about that, and it's got some of his cartoon characters on there. He does a lot of videos talking about his wife, and again, he grew popular. He did a full series about how I dated my babysitter. That's what kind of made him go viral at the time. Again, the YouTube stuff's kind of slowed down for him, as it has for a lot of folks, obviously. So now he's kind of doing these comedy shows. He does like juggling acts at like state fairs and stuff like that. Very cool. Check it out. Again, it's alexclarkcomedy.com if you want to look more into it. But he started to kind of, as the YouTube thing slowed down, he started to do more of these tour dates with these shows the past couple of years. And then finally he got to a location that was close enough for me to drive to. So I went up there with my wife. We got our table. We were like maybe the second group in there. And we're sitting there chilling for a while. And then at some point, this couple comes in. They're a little bit older than us, maybe 50s, not super old, but a little bit older than us. But then they ask the waitress, because they'll pretty much say, sit wherever you want. You want to sit in the front row? Like, I didn't want to sit like right in the front of the stage where everyone's kind of looking at it. I felt kind of awkward. So I went one row behind with my wife, and they asked to sit down with us. Like, like, okay, that's fine. I mean, if they want to, that's cool. And then he gives me a little kind of quirky little smile. He's like, I know who you are. And it didn't really, at first, it's not, I don't hear that sort of thing ever. I mean, let's be honest, I don't hear that. No one knows me, but other than like I'll have someone like one of my kids' friends will be like, oh yeah, I saw your video, whatever, so. But I don't have people, except for that one parade incident, I don't have people like greeting me all the time or whatever, So this is not something that I hear. It didn't register for that, like, oh, okay. It's like, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've only had, this is like only my second one now, but I didn't register for a second. But then I'm like, is he talking about YouTube? Because I mean, I did make little hints on my community post and stuff that I was going to this thing. But I don't expect anyone to know Alex Clark and my channel. Now, my channel is very much related to like Adam the Woo and stuff like that. Very similar, a lot of inspiration. And there's definitely a lot of Adam the Woo fans, Justin Scarred fans, which hold on to that thought for a moment. That will be more relevant in a moment. But I don't expect. Yeah, exactly. So, and yeah, no, I would have probably, I don't know, I might have recognized you. I saw you briefly on the camera one time. I think we did the camera thing, and I think I briefly saw you, but it was only that one time, real briefly. So I would probably have to know your name, but but anyway, he said, I know who you are. But then I'm like, okay, this could be you too, but and like I'm like, all right, I'll play along with it for a minute. Really, it seemed like a really nice guy. He was there with his wife. I played. I was, where do you know me from? It's like, where else would he know me from, right? But he's like, oh yeah, I know you, Wayne. I know who you are, Wayne. He mentioned Wayne, and my wife was kind of shocked too. I was like, my wife, I mean, she saw when the one person recognized me at the parade.
But she just kind of thinks it's funny, It's like, but she was shocked too. So like, she didn't think she was going to see anyone. I did tell her on the way up there that I did mention I was going to be there, but she didn't think. He's like, I know you, Wayne. Yep. He's like, I've been he's like, I know you, Wayne. And he mentioned, he's like, I'm Brian. And then he mentioned his wife, and I can't remember if he told me what his wife's name is. I forgot, but his name's Brian. And I'm like, I'm from so and so town, which is like in McHenry County. I don't want to necessarily put publicly what his town is out there, but he's in McHenry County. He's not in McHenry, Illinois, but he's in our county, not far away. Areas I've logged in a million times and done Uber Eats adventures. He's close by. He's local. He's not in McHenry, but he is McHenry County local. He's like, yeah, no, we've been because then he asked me, he's like, yeah, what is your subscriber count up to? And I told him I'm a little over 1,500. He's like, oh yeah. He's like, we were one of your early subscribers. We've been following you. Me and my wife have been following you since you had 200 subscribers, which kind of tells me how he found me, because obviously that's a long time ago. That's going to put me around 2020, 2021, when that was about what I had when I moved to McHenry and then started putting local McHenry and area videos out there. That's when I started to push all the McHenry videos out there. Local here, the Riverwalk, etc., the shops, the holiday stuff, the parades. And then that was 2020, 21 when I started to make more videos, and then I did the local nature preserve. So I don't know exactly what video he saw first, but if he tells me, yeah, we've been following you since you're 200 subscribers, he probably found my channel through the local McHenry content, which obviously would be local to him. So, and he's far from the first to find me through the McHenry County content. But yes, I'm assuming if he says he's known me since the 200 subscribers, he probably found me through those videos, and he must have saw a post. But now to be clear, obviously he didn't go there just to meet me, as much as I would love to claim that. He has apparently he's known about Alex Clark's channel longer than me. And it's similar. A lot of us know the channel because our kids know it, or our kids watched it, and then as adults, we're kind of watching his content late. It's a similar thing too. They've known his channel for like over 5 years or so, like maybe like 20, maybe closer to 10 at this point. I only have known his channel for the past few years. Talk a little bit about that too, and we talk about how we found his channel and what videos we watched first. I found it through his babysitter series, popped up on my For You page or whatever a few years ago. So I'm a relatively new subscriber to his compared to him. But yeah, he apparently not only follows Alex Clark, but that also follows me. But not only that, he also, because then we're talking about, because he knows about what I talk about in my personal videos, he's like, yeah, and I like Justin Scard. I like Adam the Woo. So then we start talking about the circle of goodness. Now, I have people like Flo, Tim, among others that love like Adam the Woo and Justin Scard, that sort of, those traveling Disney YouTubers, that little circle of goodness I've talked about a million times here. I'm used to people like knowing them, but not this dude. I hope I get a chance to meet him again. I don't know. It's a little tricky with that right now because I'm going to say, but he knows Justin Scard. He knows Alex Clark. He knows Adam. Like all these people, these channels I subscribe to, they apparently subscribe to. And yeah, he bought the tickets early like I did. And then, he spotted me there. So yeah, very cool. Again, Brian, I don't know hello, Todd. I don't know his last name. Because I asked him, really nice guy, very friendly. Like I said, I know what town he's from. Like I said, he is local to the county, but not from McHenry, but he's close by. And then I asked him, like, would I know? Because the subscriber list is so weird. They only show my subscribers for people who have their subscriber list public. Again, I only really know people that well, though, through comments. That's the only way I can really get to know people, is through comments. And he said, well, with me right now, and I think maybe he doesn't have as much of the technology knowledge as some do, but he's like, I watch your channel through TV. So I don't know if it's built into the TV, if he's doing something like a Roku app or something like that. But he's like, yeah, I watch, and it's something I don't know anything about, so I couldn't even suggest it to him how to do it. But he's like, I watch your channel through the app, so it's a little hard for me to comment. So I've never really commented. So I don't know his username. He's not someone who's joined a live stream or commented. So I have no clue, other than I know he's Brian. He's Brian of ABC Town in McHenry County. So um, that's all I know. But he said he is going to try to find a way to leave a comment so I can know who he is. But I would love to. I mean, his wife seems really cool. We were joking, and again, obviously we were talking about Justin Scar. We were talking about that. Those YouTubers that were talking about our history with Alex Clark, and then a little bit my channel. But I hope I get a chance at some point to meet up with him and his wife again on kind of a double date dinner thing, and because they don't really encourage you to talk too much while the show was going on. They don't want you interrupting the performers. But I did, and I got some pictures. I am going to post the pictures probably tomorrow because it's getting so late now, but later on today or something like that, I'll post pictures, talk about this a little bit more for those who aren't watching the live stream. But I hope at some point I do get in contact with him again and he's willing to meet up and hang out, because it's like meeting a friend in the community, It's just an ordinary guy. But yeah, I was joking. I was joking with my wife, joking with my kids. They're like, I'm putting it out there. I want to get the ticket sales up. And it was only 20 people there. I mean, so it wasn't a lot. I didn't get my picture with Alex after because he had to get back up to Minnesota because he's got a show in like northern Wisconsin tomorrow, or what will be actually tonight now, up in Arcadia, Wisconsin. So but I did briefly talk to him after. I thanked him and said hello and we talked for a couple seconds, and then I gave him a cash tip because, well, I mean, not everyone does that for the shows, but I wanted to do that. And there's a whole backstory with kind of a medical thing that happened with one of his kids too, that he talks about in videos. You can look it up on his channel. I won't go deep into it here, but he's trying to kind of pay off some medical bills, and you want to tip someone for coming out, to come all the way out from LA out to, yeah, he's from LA. He lives in LA proper, but to fly out from LA to do a show for 20 people is pretty, I mean, that's pretty cool. So I appreciate it. So I wanted to give him a little bit of cash tip, and I did, So I kind of gave him to, yeah, you have met a couple. So I know one person you've met, so I like to know more story about the others that you've met for sure. But I appreciate coming out for there. Like I said, his YouTube thing is kind of like with a lot of us, things don't hit in the algorithm, and he's kind of doing this comedy in these shows. He was previous to this, he was out in North Dakota State Fair doing shows there, his juggling acts and comedy shows for about okay, radio from Wisconsin, okay. So he was doing a show in North Dakota State Fair, but again, he has more shows coming up. He's in Connecticut. He's all around. He's still doing stuff. I hope he continues. And like in his peak 2010s era, he was doing shows at the Wisconsin State Fair, but he hadn't done it for a few years. And I only recently discovered his channel, so I was hoping he would get back with something. And he hadn't done the State Fair in a while, but finally this show came up. It was like $20 a ticket. It was a nice night out with my wife. We went to dinner at a little restaurant, which I have that community posted up. A nice little kind of grill and bar type thing. Very, very Wisconsin bar vibe to it. I got a turkey club. I forgot what my wife got. She got some kind of wrap thing or whatever. Yeah, I mean, considering the prices of food these days, it wasn't bad. My thing was like $13. I mean, and then we split. Yeah, I remember the shout out. I remember seeing that. I did see that video. I think I mentioned I saw that video with a clip of it. That was so cool. I would love to. Now, if I could ever get a shout out on a radio show, that would be awesome. All right, well, let's continue on here again. And if you want to, I know we're kind of already at like 2 hours and 40 minutes. I'm going to try to get through more of this, but this is what we've gone through so far. You're definitely welcome to go back into the stream if you want to dig more, but we're going to continue on with volume 25 with Battletoads. See what kind of cool poster we have in this one. I could probably get a shout out online if I talk to like the McHenry Commerce, because I promote their town so much. Like, they probably still don't even know who I am, but like,
I don't know. I don't really know. I mean, commerce people can be kind of weird sometimes, but I don't know. I gotta learn to hit them up a little bit more because I might get shoutouts because I give them a lot. I give this town a lot of free promotion. I'm just like saying that. Oh, we got a kitty on an old TV. Yeah, kitty, golden kitty. Yeah, the library be good. I have not been in. I haven't been. It's been a while since I've been into the library as well. Oh my god, little kitty playing Mario. Aww, freaking adorable. And got a cute little lady with a cute bird on her head. There you go. Battletoads. There you go. Good one. I'm not kind of heard about it. Not too familiar. I know the character and everything, but oh geez, Turbo Tunnel. Wow. I mean, these are great guides. I mean, yeah, a lot of the stuff you can find online now, and like we talked about earlier, X-Men. You know, so many guides on YouTube, but there is something good about this. It's kind of a shame that they stopped this. You know, that they don't really continue with that anymore. Oh, they got a lot of cartoons on this one. Oh, they got a big thing on Battletoads here. Ooh, Super Nintendo. Yeah, still I have not seen one mention yet of the Game Boy Color, but that must have came out a little bit later than. We might have something. Like I said, there's still some more going through here, but like I said, I might have to save this for a part 2, possibly, just because I didn't realize so much. Ooh, Spy Hunter. Okay. All right. Well, this one's cool too. I mean, probably not as valuable as the Star Wars one, but this is kind of cool. Or that F-Zero one is still probably the coolest looking one, but that Star Wars one is going to be super. That's again, there's going to be someone out there that would probably want that one. All right. Oh, did we? Did I? Oh yeah, there's still more to say. I kind of flipped through a little too quickly on that one. So yeah, there's still more stuff. Red October. And not what I'm too familiar with. Oh, Super RC Pro-Am. That I do remember. Okay. I think this looks like this was... Oh yeah, Game Boy. Yep, so we're still featuring the Game Boy here. Well, and then there's our cartoon again. We're back with Nestor. Howard and Nestor. Again, completely forgot they had a cartoon series in here. I don't even... I mean, I assume I read them all, but I just... That totally had left my core memory that there was a cartoon series in these things. Super Spy Hunter, man. I like the arcade of Super Spy Hunter. There. Oh, okay. So I was looking at... I got a notification. I'm like, what is the notification? And it's freaking Uber's telling me I could make extra money today if I got boost rates if I want to. Like, I ain't doing Uber at 3 o'clock in the morning, but apparently that's must be looking for extra drivers this afternoon. But I gotta get back to my work schedule, unfortunately, for a couple days. Oh man, I wish I had the rest of the week off. That'd be nice. I could just do live streams the rest of the next 5 days. But yeah, unfortunately, I got to work tomorrow or tonight, and then next 2 days, 2 nights, and then I'm off, and then we'll be back to our usual Sunday night live stream. And still trying to figure out what I'm going to do for those live streams yet, but yeah, see, they're giving like oh, hey, here's the The Future, Around the Corner, Little Mermaid. That's because these things are out of order. So like we're kind of, at least with these, we've been kind of going in reverse order.
Yeah, I know it's getting kind of late, so we may. Yeah, I thought for some reason I'm like, oh yeah, I'll get through all these tonight. So yeah, we're gonna have to probably do a follow up at some point. We'll do it for a few minutes. We got, what are we at? 2 hours 45, 46. Okay, so yeah, we'll maybe go another 15 minutes, and then I could probably mix in some of these with the gaming live stream as well. So we'll continue to mix these in, and like I said. I gotta find something because this box is just so. These are probably from Nike shoes that I had as a kid, and yeah, this has seen better days. I need to find something a little better than this. I mean, it does its purpose. It kept them in good shape, but yeah, this is really not the greatest box for this, and not very strength for magazines that are kind of in a heavy things. All right, so that's 25. But I am going, while I'm going through these, I am kind of putting these in chronological order. I have not run across episode 1 yet, or volume 1. I got volume 26. This is volume 25. So we got 25 through 34. And then I have these 2 old ones that don't have volume numbers. I don't know, like this is an episode 1 or whatever, but I have January, February 1990, and November, December 1989, and I don't. For some reason, these are older, but they're not listing as volume numbers here, so I don't know if these are original. I got to look. Obviously, if there is like an original edition of something, it's going to be valuable. But again, the Star Wars thing is going to be freaking huge. Let me show it to you because I don't know. Again, I'll show this. Was this in this one here? Yeah, this is it. Now, again, how much valuable for anyone who wasn't here or didn't see this when we went through this? Todd might have seen this on it, but again, how much is there is value to anything here? I don't know, but if there's anything that is of value. It also has an interview with Macaulay Culkin if you're a Home Alone fan, but check out this poster. This is something that someone could offer me money for. Again, I don't know. I'd have to really research this to find out what's worth, but check this out. Again, this is the volume 27. It's Dr. Mega Man. And again, I'll go through the date real quick here. Let me just so I want to get to the poster here. Volume 27, August 1991. But check this out. Again, coming soon, Lucasfilm Games. What the heck? Oh, man. Again, I was not a huge Star Wars or Star Trek guy. I followed it a little bit. I was far from like a mega fan, but I know there's fans out there who would love to have this poster. Now, does this make this magazine worth thousands of dollars? I don't know. I could think that it is, in my own fantasy. Again, maybe it is, maybe it's not. But there's a Star Wars junkie out there, someone that would love to get their hands on that. I don't know. I don't know this. I'm gonna look this up at some point just to see if people are selling this on eBay. Again, I don't necessarily want to sell it. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm not gonna I wouldn't sell these things for $10-15. But obviously, I'm sure there's some that are special to others for certain games. There's probably a Mega Man fan that would really like the ones that had Mega Man in them. I don't know. I really don't know what I would do with these, but if they're cool to hang out, I'm glad I have them. That's all I know. But yeah, that Star Wars thing, even though I wasn't ever that huge into Star Wars, I know there is some value into that. Maybe not even the magazine itself, but just the poster. I don't know. It's funny. And then now we're kind of still going down here. Okay, and then it's going to get into some older ones after that. What is that volume? Okay.
Oh, 37. Okay, wow. Okay. Yeah, I was hoping to see one here that was like a volume 1 or something, but I'm not. Yeah. Yeah, we're definitely not getting through all of these tonight. I knew I had a lot in here. I did not realize we had that many. So we will get back into this. I'm just gonna keep this downstairs there in the arcade and go through it at some point. Mix it into our future live streams. But let's go through one more. Let's do one more. And then wrap it up for the night. Thank you guys for joining. It's been fun talking to you all. Thank you, Tyler, X-Men, Todd, John. We had John in there briefly in the beginning, as usual. But let's look at one more. Volume 24. Yeah, very, very cool. Vice Project Doom. So another one I'm not too familiar with. So let's that. Yeah, let me know. I'm always up for trades. Yeah, we can figure something out. I'd be down with that. Like I said, and stay tuned. There's definitely going to be probably something else that might be of interest to you. But yeah, we have. Oh wow, what do we have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 more. 12 more to go through after this one here. So yeah, we will split that up and continue to go through that. But so volume 24, May 1991. Yeah, I should have figured. I don't know why I thought I'd be able to get through all these tonight, but yeah, clearly we were talking about the show too, obviously, so that took up some time. But again, anyone who kind of missed it, again, I will kind of go into my experience at the show and everything. It was cool, and yeah, I was not expecting to have someone recognize like it. It's one of those things. Yeah, I put little nuggets out there, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be at this event, I'm gonna be in this town, I'm gonna be at the McHenry Fiesta days at the park or whatever, and but yeah, no whatever. But yeah, I did not think that there was gonna be someone who apparently also not only follows me, follows Alex Clark. It's Alex Clark, and follows Adam Nawu, Justin Scard, also Carpetbagger, among others. It's like yeah, the dude is so cool. Like, okay, yeah, like I should have asked him for like his number, but I felt kind of weird, like But hopefully he leaves a comment, and maybe at some point I can arrange something to be. Yeah, I didn't want to be weird. Like, okay, you want to be best friends and hang out sometime, or whatever. Like I don't know. I probably should have done something like that, but I didn't want it to seem too awkward. It was just really cool. It was a real guy. He said goodbye. He's like, nice to meet you and everything. And then he said, I'm gonna try and find a way to be able to leave you a comment so you can know who I am and on my YouTube thing or whatever. So I look forward to that. Hopefully he'll put, like I said, yeah, I wish. That's why I wanted to ask him. It was really important. Is there going to be a name on there that I recognize? Because I said I can't. I said outside of comments, I don't always see all my subscribers. He's like, no, because I'm on the TV setup, however, and I can't. So, I mean, he's like I said, he's a little bit older than me. I mean, I would say maybe somewhere in his 50s. It's not like he was like in his 70s and didn't know how to work, understand how to work comment. Like my dad doesn't know how to do comments on. He watches my videos on an iPad. But he doesn't know how to do. It wasn't like that, but somehow I don't know how the TV set. He may not even be signed in when he watches my videos. I don't know. But he claims he's watching them regularly since I was at 200 subscribers, which would make sense, being local, like I said, and that period, 200 subscribers, was about the time when I moved up here and started doing local videos. So that's what I can only assume, is that he started to follow my channel. When I started to do local videos. So that's had to have been how he found my channel. So here we have some awards. So that's cool. Does anyone remember watching the Nintendo Power Awards of 1990? Was this on TV? I don't even know if this was on TV or this was just released in a magazine. I have no clue. For best hero, best bad guy, most innovative, best simultaneous multiplayer game,
Overall best games. Mario Brothers 3, man, that was big. I still gotta say Super Mario 2 is probably my favorite of those first three. Obviously, Mario 64 was its own era of games, but ooh, Battletoads, this is cool. I mean, there could be a Battletoads fan out there that really would love to get their hands on this comic. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what this. I can't say I've ever even looked ever on eBay about Nintendo Power magazines. I know they're definitely sold. I know things are sold, but I've not looked at any. Was this supposed to be like a competition to Turtles or something like that? Everyone has these classified information sections. These are all kind of hints and strategy guides, everything in here. The Lone Ranger. Again, not something I was ever too into. Felt I was a little too young to watch the Lone Ranger growing up. Ooh, we do have a poster. Oh, ooh, Disney fans. Watch out, Disney fans. 90 Disney fans. This is a poster for you. Ooh, and I like this one. I didn't watch this a ton. I did a little bit. Disney's Tailspin. There you go. Oh, man. Yeah, Disney Channel was weird for me at this era because, believe it or not, I know this will shock the youngins, but there was a point in my cable provider back in Northlake when Disney Channel was actually considered a premium channel, where literally, like, kind of like the movie channel, Cinemax. I mean, Skinemax, I think is what it's called, where Disney Channel was actually a premium channel, and my parents paid for it and then didn't want to pay for it, and they went back and forth, and then at some point I lost interest in it anyway, and then ended up with my, as I mentioned earlier, my 90s Nicktoon era, and that was all Nickelodeon all the time in the 90s anyway, and then I came back to Disney Channel in the 2000s in the golden age of Disney Channel with Lilo and Stitch, Kim Possible, That's So Raven, etc., etc. But yeah, the 80s and Disney Channel, early 90s were kind of a mixed bag for me because sometimes we had it, sometimes we didn't. Because yeah, it was considered a premium channel, which I know is ridiculous, but yeah, it was one of those scramble channels you had to pay for a good amount of time. And then, like I said, once I got into like 93, 94 or so, it's pretty much like, yeah, Disney Channel's whatever. I'm watching my Nickelodeon, I'm watching my Rugrats, my Doug, and all the other Nicktoons, and the Nick games, and all the other things like that, Yeah, it just wasn't so. Oh, Spot. Yeah, we've done this on live stream. I got to get back to those again. I didn't play for very long, but I love this game on the NES back then. So much fun, and I got to get back to that. Oh, that creepy dude. Still talking about Game Boy. Yeah, I'm sure we probably do have a magazine here that mentions a Game Boy. We got to have some kind of mention that has a Game Boy Color. I have not gotten one yet. Obviously, it must have come out a little bit later than I thought it did. NES Achievers. We got any? So our closest so far has been Wakanda. Or not Wakanda. That would be really close. Waukegan and Schaumburg. Long Beach is not that close to you, Tyler. I know that. Oh, this is pretty close too. Not the closest. Elk Grove Village. So that's cool. Shout out to Ron Stevens. La Mesa, California. I don't know if that's close to you. Oh, a ton of Californians here. Burrum, Illinois. That's southern suburbs. Not too close to. No McHenry's yet, though. Milwaukee's not too far, though. Elgin, Illinois, also definitely not far. That's closer than Schaumburg right there, so that's a good one, too. Keppen Fitzhugh, Elgin, Illinois. LaGrange Park, very close to where I grew up. That may be the closest town to where I actually lived when I was getting these magazines. No Northlakes or anything yet, but LaGrange Park definitely the closest to... Oh, there it is! Oh, dude! And there it is. Just speaking of it, Tetris. Shout out to the Tetris folks. Oh, man, I gotta look that up. Madonna Pepe. I'm gonna see if can I get a screenshot of that? I think I could just take a screenshot. I won't mess up the live stream here, right? Yes, I can. Cool. All right, sweet. I'm gonna see if I can find this person later. Madonna Pepe, McHenry, Illinois, got a score of 534,000 on Tetris. Eldon also, Captain Fitzhugh, 526, 242. LaGrange Park, 445, 149. That's close to where I grew up. Cool. Wow, dude. The one thing I've noticed about McHenry and Title Vouch is a lot of people who were born here, were raised here, pretty much lived their entire life. They raise their families here, then their grandkids live here, and a lot of people that, unless you're like me, that you marry into McHenry, like I did, a lot of people in McHenry never get out of McHenry. I got my wife out of McHenry for a little bit, and then she brought me back here. So it's just, again, that's just a McHenry thing. Here's our top three, our final top three for tonight, our top 30. Volume 24, May 1991. Mario Brothers 3, man. That's just Turtles and Mega Man 3. These three have been like the past three or so we've looked. As always, these have been the top three for that period. Dr. Mario still holding on. Tetris still holding strong. Yeah. Legend of Zelda, man, still not getting that top 10 yet. Simpsons popped in there. Hot one. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. I had to have fun with this. I know we didn't actually do any games today, but we definitely talked about games. We looked at a lot of games. Yeah, obviously we got at least another episode of this to go yet. But it was a fun start of it, and I'm glad I'm going through it. I'm glad I'm able to use this as an excuse to organize this a little bit, and then maybe I can find a used shoebox somewhere or something to put this in something a little bit better. Because this box is seemingly, I don't even know. I can't really tell you how old this is, other than I know these are Air, Afterburner, Black, White. Ooh, $84.99. Ooh, jeez, yeah. I spent a lot for Nikes back in. I mean, I still get Nikes at Kohl's, but I try not to spend $84. But man, that was size 11, which is my normal shoe size. That doesn't tell me I've been size 11 since I've been a teenager. So it's like, but this is probably a pretty old box. I definitely do not have these shoes anymore. I can guarantee you that. And so this is back from Northlake. So this is, this could have been something from high school or college for all I know. All right, so volume 24, and then yeah, volume 16 and 21 were kind of out of place, but we're working on it. So I am going to continue to, go through that, and we will do another episode. Obviously, we're gonna get back to the gaming stuff probably Sunday night. But yeah, I'll try to mix that in on a future episode if you guys want to see that, or mix that in with the gaming a little bit. If you guys are interested, we'll maybe do some gaming, go through a couple more magazines, kind of mix it in through some of the live streams next week. But yeah, obviously we got to get back to our normal routine next week. But yeah, I had fun though tonight. Yeah, we had a cool date night out with the wife. It was fun. Like I said, I don't know. I had to kind of do this today because, I don't know. Even Alex doesn't know, when he's going to, because he's got 2 young kids at home now. So he doesn't even exactly know when he's going to be able to, do this tour thing again. So, I'm hoping this is not the last time. I'm hoping he goes back to do the state fair again in Wisconsin. I would like to see his full juggling show. He actually did. I was really cool. I didn't think he was going to, but he did. For the last few minutes, he did one of his little juggling acts that he does with the swords. So he did that for the last 5 minutes. So that was a cool treat. I mean, he's like, "Do you guys want to see that, or you want to see more jokes?" I'm like, and I was voting for the juggling act because I'm like, okay, he's doing a comedy show. He's in the basement. He's not gonna be juggling swords and doing all this stuff around like he does at the state fair. But he did it in a very small room too. It's very interesting to juggle in such a small room. But he did it.
And for a few minutes, that was a specialty. I was not expecting that, so that was cool. That surprised me. So, I mean, I did not know that he was. So that was cool. I was so happy to see that. But yeah, overall great show, and as just the absolutely great experience and to, meet someone at this show. So, stay tuned. I am going to post a community post, but my thumbnail for this video is going to be actually the picture I got. His wife took a picture of him, her husband, and me and my wife at the table. So, and I will have more pictures of the comedy cabin and the building and stuff like that, and the inside of it before the show started. I couldn't really take pictures; it was too dark, and I didn't want to take anything. I didn't even have a cell signal when I was down in that basement. It was really weird, but I didn't want to disturb anybody with that. So. It was just way too dark, but I did get some pictures before the show. And then, like I said, I didn't get a picture with Alex this time. I should have. I did, but we were kind of getting out of there. But like I said, I did talk to him briefly for a second and then gave him his cash chip that I wanted to do for coming out. Because, yeah, he could have canceled that and said, 20 people, whatever. I might waste my time on it. But he still did his show. So I really appreciate that. Meant a lot to me. So, because, yeah, I don't know. Because he does a lot of his stuff he does when he does these acts and these comedy shows he does in California because he lives in LA, and obviously there's a million comedy venues in LA, obviously, so it's easy for him to just do that. But I really appreciate he did make it out to not Chicago, but he did make it out to Janesville, so a reasonable drive for me. And I love Janesville. It's such a cool town, and they got a nice little cool restaurant, a lot of cool restaurants out there. It's a cool little town. It's interesting. I could talk about Janesville for days. That's not really the point here, but yeah. So stay tuned. We'll see you guys Sunday night. And we'll see. I don't know. I don't really have any plans. Like I said, I haven't thought too much about that yet. I still got to get through 2 more nights of work. Believe it or not, I got to go back to work again. Then we'll figure out what we're gonna do Sunday. Obviously, we'll be back into Shenmue 3. Back in Yakuza. We'll probably start with Yakuza because we did another little Shenmue thing the other day. We did like Shenmue, so I'm probably going to dig a little bit more into Yakuza. So probably as far as Sunday night goes, expect our focus to be on Yakuza, but also probably some retro stuff as well. But we're also going to be doing at some point playing some oddball games, some things we haven't played for a while on Steam. So you can expect that sometime next week as well. We're going to kind of dig a little bit more into some of the Steam stuff that we haven't played in a while as well. All right. Have a great night, guys, and we'll talk to y'all soon. See you Sunday.